16. 16. And he's played in like 17 less World Cups than Messi has, right?
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. I did. It's Dan Patrick. Yeah, him. You trust Dan. You need Dan.
Nobody needs to know that.
Because without Dan, mornings just wouldn't be the same.
This is guaranteed to go wrong. Horribly wrong. Absolutely.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Need I say more?
Shut up. That, to me, was a little cringeworthy there.
Listen weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Right here.
I want publicity.
On Fox Sports Radio. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details. And here's what you need to know.
In the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo is being traded from Milwaukee to the Miami Heat, along with Bobby Portis, for Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, 2 others, and 3 first-rounders. Minnesota is trading Julius Randle to the Nets. Trae Young will re-sign with the Wizards. Minnesota is giving Ayo Dosunmu a 5-year contract. Dallas's new coach will be Dusty May from Michigan. At the World Cup, wins for Norway and Algeria. France is 2-0 after shutting out Iraq 3-0. 2 goals for Kylian Mbappe. Both goals in Argentina's win from Lionel Messi, 2-0 over Austria. To baseball's late game, San Diego a 1-0 winner against Atlanta. Manny Machado with a home run. Colorado beat Boston 3-2 on a 3-run triple bottom of the ninth from Aroldis Chapman. Wins for the White Sox and Dodgers. And the College World Series ended with an Oklahoma victory, 13-2 over North Carolina. I'm Steve DeSager.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, no Cody McClure this week, as he's back in Arkansas handling some business. No Sam Beard until tomorrow, but I got bad news, Bubba. I got Josh Lovett, new member of Fan Run, showing him the ropes, breaking him in. And we got a lot to talk about here on this Tuesday. Bubba, what's happening, my friend?
Hey, good morning, John.
Good morning.
Just recovering from some road incidents. And then also just the movie that I watched way early in the AM.
So when you say road incidents, did you run somebody over?
No, just there's this 18-year-old was being a bit of a jackass, but
okay.
So it's like my first encounter was like caught him in, and like I'll give him grace for this, because it's like this business is kind of around like a turn, so it's kind of blind if you're pulling out of this business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for that one, it's like okay, I get it. But then going up to a red light, turning right, I get turning wide, because the 18-wheeler and I'm a car. I figured okay, I'll see if I can't sneak by him real quick on the other lane. And then right as I'm about to, I guess, like blind spot, cuts over in front of me. So I was like, okay, I think I'm anti this guy now.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, so I get over in the lane, and then I'm going, and then this guy just starts trying to weave in and out of like other vehicles, behind me. I'm like, okay, this guy, I can see that he's being a web weaver here. So I try to be a nuisance to him and hit my brakes in front of him and cause him to have a rough morning, which is not a good idea. More fault of my own than his, but yeah, so hopefully he made it unsafely to work. Not harming anybody else though, just him.
Okay.
Um,
You ever heard of letting bygones be bygones, Bubba?
Nah. In this movie I watched, it was a pretty sad premise.
Okay.
It was like I think 58 film.
It was from 1958?
Yeah, it's called The Goddess.
Okay.
And it was about this woman who like goes to Hollywood and then her life just falls apart. But it started off like pretty sad though, because it's like started off with her mother just like being all crazy and quirky, and then not wanting a child and having a breakdown, and then she turns like religious and just becomes stone cold like her whole life. But then the daughter grows up and like becomes quirky too and has a child, at a young age. But then she starts falling in love with just random men to just get her way by, and then goes to Hollywood and develops a drinking and pill addiction. And then ultimately her mother ends up like passing away, and she just goes crazy, wanting to harm herself and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, they're doing things nifty back here.
Now, where do you
50s.
find a movie from 1958 at?
Nah, just on the TV channel.
Oh, okay.
It was on TCM.
Oh,
Turner Classic.
okay.
The way they treated women back then, not great, not kind.
They wouldn't even let them vote, Bubba.
But she was the main like character in the movie, though. So I guess supporting role, woman led. So
She got to be a leading lady.
yeah.
I watched the movie yesterday too. I went to the theaters.
Not from the 50s.
No,
Okay.
from the 2020s. I went to the movies. Little Monday evening date action.
Was it the Death of Robin Hood?
No. That was an option. I don't know if I like the premise of Death of Robin Hood. Plus, I don't know if I really even like the Robin Hood character that much. I haven't really liked any of the Robin Hood movies otherwise.
Well, they've never really been good.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about Hugh Jackman either as a leading guy.
Handsome guy.
Yeah, I mean, I like him as Wolverine. So I was on the fence about that. So I no, it wasn't that. It was a scary movie. Leviticus. You see anything about it, Bubba? It's kind of like a gay Romeo and Juliet. It's like an Australian movie, and these boys are lovers, and then their parents find out, and like basically the church performs a spell on them to get the demon out. So then the demon takes shape and form of their lover. So basically,
it's like a shapeshifter going on, or
yeah, kind of. So like you never know if whenever you see your lover, the forbidden fruit, if you will, whenever you see him, you don't actually know, is it him or is it this demon that's trying to kill me? So you're on a little edge. So basically they're trying to scare them out of loving each other. It was okay. I enjoyed the popcorn. It was all right. It was like a 61.
make you feel like an ally.
I was sitting next to a full row of people, I assume, that were there watching it for representation. It did make me feel a little bit like an ally, but then it made me feel a little bit bad because like 20 minutes in the movie, I was like, okay, let me check my phone to see if Mbappe has scored yet. So I'm checking my phone every now and then. I was like, are they going to yell at me for getting my phone out? They didn't, though. No harm, no foul. But I wasn't as engaged or locked into the movie. So then I was like, am I actually an ally? Yeah.
Oh, false curtain there.
Yeah. What about you, Josh? How are you today?
I'm pretty good. No movies for me yesterday, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, feeling pretty good. I mean, especially as a Heat fan. I was sitting there at 12 o'clock last night watching the end of Algeria and Jordan when that notification popped up on my phone. So I was pretty excited. Took some time to think about it and look at our roster after we traded away. I feel like half of our team. But
yeah, we'll dive into that.
We'll
here.
get into that. But yeah, feeling pretty good.
It's funny you say that because I just knew. I feel like these NBA trades happen in the dead of the night. These agreements happen basically at midnight.
Well, it did with Luka. His was even later than when the news broke last night.
I know. Much more surprising there as we weren't on Luka watch. So like I was waiting, and I actually was watching the end of the Dallas Wings Seattle Storm game. One of the best basketball games I've watched in terms of just shot making. I know most of you weren't watching it, but Paige Beckers just went absolutely crazy and scored 17 points over like the last 5.5 minutes. So like the last 30 seconds of regulation, she hits 2 threes to tie the game. Then scores 11 more between like the last 10 seconds and overtime. Just clutch shot making after clutch shot making. So I was watching that elite basketball performance. And it's like 12:15. I said, okay, let me just check my phone before I go to bed. And I have a text from intern Maddie, former intern Maddie, World Cup Maddie. And, he's just tagging me in a Shams tweet. And I was like, okay, let me pull this up and see what it is. And then, bam, there it was. Giannis to Miami. So then I had to read and digest that, much like you did, I imagine. So then next thing I knew, it was 12:45. It was 12:50, and I said, "Okay, I got to go to bed. It is time to go to bed."
Yeah, I was in the same boat. I was pretty tired. I mean, I was getting ready to turn in. I think Algeria just scored to take the lead. So I was like, "All right, I'll be good to hit the hay here." And then I got the notification as soon as he posted it.
Yeah, you're a notification guy. I don't have any notifications on.
I've got him on for a select few people. I've got it on for Shams. I had him on for Woj, not anymore. And then I've got him on for Josh Pate.
So you get every single Shams tweet now?
Yeah, I do.
Even when he's just like doing agent work?
Yeah.
When he's just like trying to put over his agent friends?
Yeah, I do.
Josh Pate. You got Josh Pate's notifications on?
Yeah.
You
love
need,
that guy.
Hey, stay.
You need that top 10 ranking that badly?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have JD Piquel notifications on?
No.
We're a JD Piquel fan.
I like JD Piquel. He's good at what he does.
We're JD. I call him Pickle. He's a JD Pickle over here.
I've been listening to Pate since the start of his show. Because I picked him up like in 2020, like right when he started. So I was one of the early ones.
It was a good lane to get in. College football all the time. Credit to you though for being up watching Jordan Algeria though.
I mean there was nothing else really on. And
yeah,
I've been liking the World Cup, so I threw it on.
I'm just looking to see the result. I mean, it's always nice when a team trailing at halftime.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Comes back and wins in full. In full.
2
time.
goals in the second half.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Okay. I don't know anything else about Jordan or Algeria really, so.
I know Algeria has disappointed a little bit, at least in their first game. I know they played Argentina, but people thought they might, could maybe squeeze out a draw or something. They didn't think they could win, but.
Bubba, did you get in on the goal scoring parlay at all?
No. I missed out because I was going to take Messi 2, Mbappe 2, and then Holland 2.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it at the end of the show yesterday.
And I just didn't. Slipped my mind, and then by the time I thought about it, one game was already on, so it's like, I don't want to just, take pity and take the other 2, which still probably would have been.
Still would have been a nice payout.
Positive, number, but.
Still a blessing that the FIFA gods have given us those 3 superstars on the same day. A blessing that all 3 of those guys are playing at the same time.
What we got today?
We got Harry Kane today. I mean, Harry Kane's a beast too. He's to me, I don't think he's quite on that level, but he's just slightly under. So we get a little Harry Kane today, but
you got Ronaldo today too.
Yeah. I don't have much confidence in Ronaldo.
I don't either, but I mean, he's a big star. So
he is a big star, but like, man, I watched their first game after the 7 goals that trio scored last week. I was like, okay, let's put on Ronaldo and then just watch him play some of the worst soccer I've ever seen. while it seems like he's got a really good player on his team, that was like having to, yield to him. And I was like, this seems bad for team morale. And they ended up drawing with a team that they clearly should have beaten. So we'll see if he can get it going today against Uzbekistan. But
if he can't get it going against Uzbekistan, I mean, is he ever going to get it going again?
Well, that's a fair question to ask. I kind of felt the same way, watching him play Congo DR last week, and he couldn't get it going against Congo DR. But it does feel like Uzbekistan should be worse than them. But a true blessing. I was World Cup'd up after that. After watching Holland's second goal, I said, you know what? That's enough World Cup for me today. So I didn't watch any of Jordan, Algeria.
I can't blame you.
But I was one of the squares that got on that 2-goal each parlay. It felt nice, Bubba. I hate it for you that you missed out. That sucks. That's tough. That's how I felt last week. I didn't get in on it last week, and I said, Lightning's probably not going to strike twice, but what if it does?
I had a nice lunch, so I'm okay with that.
You know what? That's the spirit, my friends. That's the spirit, my friends. I live by a code, Bubba, and I feel like you understand the code. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Hammurabi's code.
I don't know what that means, but comparison is a thief of joy, Bubba. Remember that if you remember nothing else. So I'm glad that you're not sitting over there like, damn, I wish I got in on that parlay like John did.
I want to make that a premise for her movie soon.
What?
Become a script writer like Curry Barker over here.
Yeah.
Guy gets jealous of another dude's parlays, so he does something.
So he kills him?
We'll figure it out.
He kills him and takes his betting account?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. There's something there. Maybe you just take the bones and then give it to Curry and let him actually make it good, but you be the idea, man. We'll talk some NBA, the draft, how it affects Tennessee, how it affects Nate Ament, Dusty May getting ready for his first draft, Giannis headed to South Beach. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axel Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axellogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Giannis said, I don't want to be a player in Milwaukee no more. Said, I'm headed down to South Beach. Jimmy Haslam leading the charge for the Milwaukee Bucks, which can't help but make me laugh. I mean, any Tennessee fan my age or older spent a lot of time in the late 2000s and 2010s dealing with the Jimmy Haslam effect. Many people say that Tennessee's downfall as a football program directly attached to Jimmy Haslam. So it's funny watching him spread his wings to the professional ranks and then maybe be in charge of making just more bad mistakes. At least that's how I would feel today if I was a Milwaukee Bucks fan. Sources say Bucks owner Jimmy Haslam was a driving force in taking the Miami Heat deal for Giannis over the Boston Celtics offer. The Boston Celtics reportedly had Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks on the table. Haslam didn't want to risk Jaylen Brown wanting out of Milwaukee in a year after dealing with Giannis and Myles Garrett trade demands. Keep in mind, Jimmy Haslam, of course, owns the Cleveland Browns as well. Haslam wanted certainty, and the Miami deal provided more of that with total assets in return to Milwaukee. So, Josh, you can say your thank you to Jimmy Haslam, who apparently has never heard of taking an asset, holding it for a little bit, and then flipping it for more, because I feel like getting 2 first-round picks plus Jaylen Brown,
it's not a bad return.
And then that leads you to where you could trade Jaylen Brown in the next week or two,
or even keep him to the deadline, see if he likes it there. If not, then you can flip him.
I think they could have easily have just flipped him over the next month or so to someone like Portland, who seems desperate to make a splash, who has a lot of draft picks. Hell, someone like Houston, who maybe wants to shake things up. Hell, the Brooklyn Nets. Somebody you could have held Jaylen Brown, and I think gotten more in return flipping him. When you add the 2 first-round picks in that Boston gives you, I think you could have gotten much more in return. It's just like he said, I don't really want the headache. And I don't know if I want my ownership dealing with, I don't really want a headache. We want the easiest path.
Yeah, you don't love to hear that. I mean, if I'm an owner, that should be the thing that excites me about doing my job, is I get to manage a roster.
Or at least, hey, if you're the owner, stay out of it and let the people you pay to do it do their job. And you just kind of
you have a GM for a reason.
Yeah, turn off your phone, bro. It's not cyberbullying. Just look away. That's all you got to deal with. And by the way, I don't know if you can throw Myles Garrett in there. Myles Garrett was a pretty loyal capo for a long time. Myles Garrett could have made your life a lot tougher, a lot sooner, Jimmy Haslam. Throwing him in there seems a little rude. He gave you
plenty of time.
Yeah, a lot of good years. It's not, it might be his fault that you went and traded for Deshaun Watson. Maybe he said, hey, go get that guy. But either way, you and your team chose the wrong horse with Deshaun Watson. So saying you don't want to deal with his trade demands, a little bit of a head scratcher. Saying you don't want to deal with another Giannis situation, I kind of get on board with that.
Yeah, if you're moving on from Giannis because he's been unhappy, you don't want to just bring in somebody who's going to do the same thing.
Especially because I don't think Jaylen Brown's from the Giannis school of like tiptoeing around problems. I think Jaylen Brown is probably more from the James Harden
Pretty
school
direct.
of just like, hey, I don't want to be here. Get me out of here. Which is an interesting wrinkle for the Boston Celtics, is now they are going to be left with I imagine, disgruntled and emotional Jaylen Brown, who was on his Twitch stream yesterday running around and talking about how they've created a monster with these trade rumors and how good he's going to be and how focused he's going to be moving forward, which, maybe he takes this and fuels him. Sure. But, I do think if he got to Milwaukee and was uncomfortable and didn't want to be there, he would make it a little bit more awkward than Giannis did, because Giannis, for better or worse, tiptoed around the issues for over a year. Now, on the flip side, you could argue, ironically enough, Jimmy Haslam and the Milwaukee Bucks could have been in a better situation had Giannis just said it with his chest. Had Giannis just said last year in the offseason, when he still had more time on his contract, hey, I don't want to be here. We know this is headed for a breakup. We know a breakup is imminent. Things aren't working out here. You swung on Dame Lillard. He tore his Achilles. What are you going to do? Instead, Giannis didn't want to be the bad guy, and the Milwaukee Bucks had one of the worst off seasons you could possibly have had last year. Not to get too bogged down in the minutia of that, but they went out, they paid Dame Lillard just to go away. They bought out of his contract. Then they took that money, doubled down, tripled down, and brought in Miles Turner from the Pacers and gave him a whole bunch of money, trying to placate Giannis Antetokounmpo and keep him happy. The end results were they missed the playoffs. Giannis is still disgruntled. Fast forward a year, they were in the position now where they had to trade him prior to the draft tonight. Now, I will say, I do think the Bucks end up getting a better haul from Miami than I thought they would have at the trade deadline. Waiting until the year was over allowed them to get the 2033 unprotected first-round pick, which isn't nothing. I know it's 7 years from now, so if I'm a Bucks fan, I can't get too excited about that. But the idea that the Miami Heat, if Giannis is still there, Giannis will be 38. And then also you throw in the wrinkle, you combine it with the 2031 pick, and you say, look, we don't know where the NBA draft is headed. We don't know where the lottery is headed. Teams aren't really wanting to trade too many unprotected picks too far down the road because we don't know what the lottery rules could be. There's a chance that the 16th team has the equal chance for the number one pick that the worst team in the league has. There's a chance that happens. So there's a chance that we look back on this trade and those picks that Miami give up end up being pretty valuable.
And they get 13 tonight also, so they got 2 picks tonight.
And they get 13 tonight, which to me, little Tennessee,
they
got there.
You would think they're going to take Ament there, at least with one of those 2 picks.
Yep. I would say that if I was Nate Ament's agent, if I was in Nate Ament's camp, I would feel like number 13 is our floor now. So from a Tennessee perspective, hey, a lottery pick. There you go.
For the first time in forever.
Yeah, since 2002, I believe. Marcus Haislip. You get a lottery pick. And like I said, I feel like if I was the camp of Nate Ament's, I would feel like that's the new floor, because if you're Milwaukee, hey, youth movement. And that's part of the reason they said they wanted that deal with Milwaukee was hey, we're not really beholden to any of these young players that we're getting back. If Khalil Ware continues to improve, okay, great. If Jaime Jaquez continues to be a good role player, cool. We'll be able to trade him for something down the road. Hey, maybe Tyler Hero coming home. Maybe he takes his game to another level. Who knows? But at the very least, we ain't taking back, $180 million of Jaylen Brown's contract, which is what he's owed.
Yeah, Kello Ware, he was the one that I would have liked to keep out of that group of players. I think Tyler Hero had ran his course. he was solid for us, but there was also times when he was hurt and when he just wasn't making his shots. And
he's he's not somebody fun that's fun to root for. Like
yeah, well, he went to Kentucky, so that doesn't help.
And he just doesn't exude Heat culture. The whole Heat tough guy thing, like watching Tyler Hero play for them, just never quite added up.
He reminds me of Chet Holmgren in a way.
Yeah, sure, goofy white guy. Yeah. And Tyler's not necessarily goofy, but he thinks he's cool, which makes him a little goofy. So I understand just, like, hey, the Heat fans I have in my life, they're just happy to have him off the team. Just not have to root for him anymore. And that's big contract coming, aside.
But no, I think Killel Ware is going to be a pretty good basketball player. He was pretty good for us since he's been there. He's young, he's athletic, he can shoot it a little bit. So I think he'll be pretty good. He's somebody I'll continue to root for. And then one thing that I wanted to bring up is, like I mentioned earlier, man, where do the Heat go with their roster now? And they lost a lot of depth. I know their projected starting lineup is Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell. If they re-sign him, they have his bird rights, so I would assume they would. And then you go Giannis, Bam, and Andrew Wiggins would be your three.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins, and the Heat have a decision to make on Norm Powell, and Andrew Wiggins has a decision to make because he was dragging his feet on picking up his player option because I think he was afraid that he would get traded to Milwaukee. So he has a player option where he can either decline it and become a free agent, or he can opt into it, make his $30 million.
Which you would assume he's going to do now, because now he gets to play with Giannis, and he's not going to get $30 million in the free agent market.
It could be a situation where he opts out and then signs like a 3-year, $75 million deal where he takes 22 this year.
Well, and that would help with the money purposes.
And makes up some on the back end. He gets to be like a Heat culture guy. He gets to take less money. He gets to, you can basically sell that as like, hey, you're actually saving money by taking less money to stay in Florida because of taxes. So like, hey, opt out. Let us save a little money on the front end. We'll pay on the back end as the salary cap goes up. We'll round out this roster a little bit better. So like, I would bet that's what ends up happening. And then adding Bobby Portis is a nice bench piece.
It's a good depth piece. That starting five, if that is your starting five, is not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I don't know how good it is though, and I don't know how it fits in terms of when you tell me you got Davion Mitchell, even Norm Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam, and Giannis. It doesn't feel like you have any shot creators out there.
I would argue Norman Powell's a pretty good shot creator. I mean, he was an all-star this past year, so.
He was until about January, and then he fell apart.
He was up until the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And then after that, he kind of.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm saying I don't think he is hey, I can rely on you to run our offense type of guy. I think there's a reason he was a six-man and a bench guy through most of his career, and that's because he's a good microwave guy. He can get out and get you buckets, per se, but that to me is not the same thing as running an offense.
Sure. Well, I think Giannis will be doing that. I mean, he'll probably be the one you see bringing the ball up the court, and that'll free up Norman Powell to run off screens. And
yeah, I mean,
I do think they need shooting though. They need to go spend the rest of their money on some shooters, and not even just shot creators, just knockdown shooters. I'll say this though: good luck scoring on that team with Giannis, Bam, and Davion Mitchell. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yep. And I was gonna say I don't know how it fits offensively, but defensively they have an identity.
Andrew Wiggins too, great defender.
Defensively, they will be some Bulldogs, and they will try to make life tough, and it might be a throwback. And look, I got no issue with that. I like watching, some teams try to zig while others are zagging. Hey, you want to play offense? Okay, well, here's a bunch of Bulldogs, and we're going to play defense. We're going to try to choke you out and beat you up. And Bam and Giannis are going to patrol down low, and they're going to be long and athletic, and they're going to defend every shot and grab every rebound.
Well, I think it fits what we were talking about yesterday. Bam's now not your number one option anymore. He can slide back into that number 2-3 spot, which is where he's more of a natural fit.
Yep. And if I am a Heat fan or if I'm a Heat fan that's worried, or if I'm a detractor looking for things that can maybe slow him down, I do think it's important to also say, this is a move for the Heat, which credit to Pat Riley for getting it done. Credit to the Heat for finally landing their well. Kind of laughed at them yesterday, but they end up getting it done. Now, I wonder how much that had to do with Giannis just wanting to live in Miami. But either way, the culture there actually, matters. And their trust in Eric Spoelstra matters, and Giannis clearly believes in their organization. But, like, my question would be, man, like, Giannis is 32, and he's already dealing with a whole bunch of, like, calf and lower leg issues he has the last couple years, and it's not like he's necessarily been healthy the last 3 or 4 years. He gets to the playoffs, and you don't know what you got left in him. He's, not won a playoff series the last 3 seasons. I do worry that are you buying a top 3 player still, or are you buying like a top 10, top 15 guy that's maybe headed with the arrow down? If Giannis is as good as he's been, over the past 5 years, then this is a home run, and you just you take the superstar and you deal with it. But like taking the superstar and then giving him the $60 million extension that's coming, you better hope he's still got top 3 talent and that he's a top 3 player. Because he's going to have to be an elevator because, like you said, Josh, the starting lineup's still going to be pretty solid, but like the bench is going to feel super teamish, and we've kind of moved away from the super team era. There's a reason the NBA has had, 8 different champions in 8 straight years? We've kind of moved off the super team era. And winning now in the NBA is about filling out the rest of those roster spots and making a team, fit together and making a team that can play 8 or 9 people deep that you can rely on. The Knicks don't win the championship without Landry Shamet, which sounds crazy, but it's kind of true. Without Deuce McBride flipping that Hawks series, without Jose Alvarado in Game 4 at home helping spur that 18-point comeback. Like, depth
without
matters.
De'Aaron Fox.
Without De'Aaron Fox on the other side, which, look, there's something to that, Bubba. I know you're making a joke, but, like, you look around, De'Aaron Fox is one of those players that you gave $60 million to. You gave him that big contract, and you look around and you say, that might have been a mistake. De'Aaron Fox at $60 million or like 3 players at $20 million, which would have been better? Probably the 3 extra players at $20 million. Now, to be fair, Giannis is much, much, much better than De'Aaron Fox, and Giannis is going to be a top 10 player in Miami as long as he steps on the court. And saying he's top 10 doesn't mean he's not number 2 or number 3 or even goes back to being the best player in the league. That's still on the table. We'll see.
And I'll say this about Miami. I'm looking up at how much cap space they've got right now. They've got roughly $18 million to fill out the remaining roster.
But really, yeah, they're going to be hard capped in terms of at the first apron. So they have $18 million to spend now. They can open up another 8 or 10, I would say, if they could rework some type of deal with Wiggins where they, like I said, gave him maybe 3 years, $75 million.
Which that should be their first priority, is reworking that just to get some more money on the books for this year.
Yeah.
So
Chris Middleton has been linked there. He's boys with Giannis, bringing him in as like a veteran bench player. Like, we'll see. I don't know how much that moves the needle, just kind of bringing in some of the old Bucks and trying to put them on the bench. But we'll see. That's the danger of going star hunting. And in the past, you saw that kind of work out. Lately, it hasn't really. You've had to have a core in place, and we've kind of gotten back to watching the teams kind of improve year in, year out and like kind of grow together. Think about the Knicks. They went through some wars together. They got battle tested. They know how to play basketball together. That's the thing about basketball, is that like it's still beautiful in the sense of like chemistry does still matter. And like watching the Knicks move that ball around against the Spurs defense, and like every piece knows where it's supposed to go on the chessboard. Every piece of the orchestra is playing its own music, and like, hey, I know that if I go here, you're going to fade to the corner. And I know without a doubt, if I whip that pass there, you're going to be there because you know what job you're supposed to be doing. And then this guy's going to rotate over here, and then we're going to swing it here, and then we're going to catch them rotating, and then you're going to drive to the rim and either dunk it or flip it back out for an open 3. That stuff is beautiful. So the Heat are still going to have to figure that part out, which is why I'm not really buying them as a serious title threat next year. So if you're Giannis and you were telling the truth about trying to win championships, I do think maybe trying to fit in Boston, something that was already established, probably would have been better for you. Again, if you're just looking for championships. Maybe it was like, hey, I'm on a bad team already, and I'm cold in Milwaukee. I'll take my chance being on an average to good team in Miami and live on the beach.
And there's a chance that they pop in Miami and do well. Especially,
Sure.
I want to see how they round out the roster.
Sure.
I'm looking at some of the upcoming free agents right now. Kobe White, a guard, maybe a name you could see there.
I would think he'd be out of their price range.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would think he would be. He played pretty good in Charlotte last year.
And this is just from the NBA website. I don't think Landry Shamet's going to leave New York after this past year. I think he'll stay. Kelly Oubre is a free agent. Tobias Harris is a free agent.
Yeah,
those guys are probably a little bit out of their price range, but they're
Kelly's not. I just don't know if Kelly can play anymore. Like if Bobby Portis as your third big kind of makes Kelly. Oh, you said Kelly Oubre. Sorry, I was thinking Kelly Olynyk. I apologize. I was thinking big white goofy guy from Gonzaga
who used to be on the Heat.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre. Yes, that's a guy that maybe would make some sense. That you could see maybe takes a little bit of a haircut to go down there to try to be A in Miami, and be like a swing guy on a championship.
And try to
team.
make a difference on that team.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking Kelly Olynyk. I was going to say I don't think that guy's going to do anything for you. Yeah, Kelly Oubre. He would be an interesting piece. Tobias Harris. Philadelphia has said they want to prioritize, or excuse me, Detroit has said they want to prioritize keeping him. They got similar jersey schemes.
Or if you're Miami, Gabe Vincent is
Sure.
a free agent. You try to bring him back. He didn't work out after he left Miami, but could he come back? And
he was solid in the playoffs and down the stretch for the Hawks. You know, I wouldn't be that mad if the Hawks brought him back at a cheap price, but I would think if I'm Gabe Vincent, I would rather go back home to Miami. Like I said,
that's where he had the best years of his career.
Yeah, and if you're not going to make a lot of money, I'd rather make a lot of money in a state where they're not charging me a lot of taxes. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. The NBA draft is tonight. I do think last night was a win for Nate Ament, or at least gives him some clarity. Like I said, I feel pretty confident calling my shot. He won't get past the Heat pick that's going to Milwaukee. I don't think he gets past that at 13. So being a lottery pick avoids disaster for Nate Ament. We'll see tonight if that is the case. Bubba, send us a timeout. We'll come back on the other side.
Here at Fan Run Radio, we're not just some podcaster streaming from his mother's basement, but we're also not a bunch of mouthpieces on state-run radio telling you what we've been told to say. We're the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up. That's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Back on the program, talking some NBA as Giannis. I'm happy it's over. I had kind of started growing a disdain for Giannis, so him being on the Miami Heat, who I also dislike, feels kind of fitting.
That'll help.
I don't want to root for them. No thanks.
You think he's going to be a father again in the next, 10 months?
Probably.
If his wife's not already pregnant.
That's a weird question, Bubba.
I know he's got that bell.
Do I think Giannis is going to go down to Miami and start having a bunch of sex? Yeah, probably. They're probably celebrating right now, Bubba. They're probably celebrating right now. It wasn't the only trade in the NBA yesterday. It was the biggest one, but the Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls, and Minnesota Timberwolves swapped out some players and draft picks. Julius Randle, congrats. You're going back to New York on the Brooklyn Nets. As the Brooklyn Nets get Julius Randle in a straight-up salary dump, the Timberwolves have to give up their first-round pick. They get back an early second-round pick. So they moved down 5 spots. Not a huge downgrade there, but that's how bad they wanted off Julius Randle's contract. The Chicago Bulls get Nick Claxton. Minnesota going to have to really reshuffle their organization and their roster this offseason. I say that just because I feel like it's already started, but Anthony Edwards does seem to be the favorite to be the next superstar that gets a little disgruntled with his team. Giannis has kind of dominated the headlines over the last year and a half or so. In the NBA, there's always the next one. And it does feel like the favorite right now is Anthony Edwards. Minnesota seems to be on the clock.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I know your Hawks are a team that would probably be very interested in going to get him, with him being from the state of Georgia.
Yeah, and he puts on for Atlanta. He constantly wears Braves hats, or Falcons hats. He reps the city. There was the video during the All-Star break of him and Jalen Johnson where he talks about he can't wait to come back home and play. Some people are speculating maybe that meant he was talking about joining the team. Some said, I probably just meant play pickup over the break. I don't know. But yes, that I am going to go full Heat fan now and start getting the campaign ready a year from now.
Why not? It worked for us.
It did. After 5 failures for 5 years, you did get Giannis. Yeah, all it took was missing out on a whole bunch of guys in the time being. Although you would probably say if you could have picked one guy over the last 5 or 6 years, it probably would be Giannis. Now, I still think it would have been much better getting him in 2022 or 2023. Sure, but, yep, I am starting the campaign of Atlanta in 2027 because Minnesota's going to have to do something in a hurry, and they don't have necessarily a lot of assets to flip this roster. But one they created for themselves yesterday was going out and getting a trade exception for Julius Randle, which means they can fit in another player that's worth $33 million, which is what Julius Randle was getting paid. For some reason, they seem very insistent on trying to go and get Derek White. That's been the name that keeps getting rumored there, and he makes He makes money that fits right into that nice and snug. He makes $30 million next year, so they could absorb him and maybe make that Anthony Edwards as running mates. They re-signed Osumnu, to keep him there, to make him, maybe the starting point guard. Julius Randle gets sent off to basketball Siberia.
Where's Lou Dort going to go?
We'll see. The Thunder have been doing some cost cutting. That's what they did, a couple of days ago, and they traded AJ Mitchell to the Hawks.
I think that's why they did that, was to bring him back.
They were trying to save some money. I don't know if it was for Dort or for Hartenstein. They got to make a decision on both those guys. So I saw some Thunder fans saying it was more so for Hartenstein, but we'll see if they keep Dort. They also waived another guy yesterday or declined his option, one of those, fringe rotation guys. So we'll see what they do. They're going to be an interesting team to watch tonight, Bubba, because they got 2 first-round draft picks. And the thing about first-round draft picks is that you have to guarantee them a roster spot. You don't have to do that with second-round picks. You don't have to guarantee them roster spots, but first-round picks do count as roster spots. And that is kind of worth a lot of money right now for the Thunder. And it's worth like a squeeze because they have so many good rotation players.
You think they look to move those picks maybe?
It's been talked about that they would try to consolidate those. And take 2 draft picks and maybe trade with someone maybe Milwaukee.
They want to go full rebuild, yeah.
Yeah, hey, maybe Milwaukee, hey, you want, even just going up to get number 10 in a future first-round pick or something. Maybe you take one of the Heat pick swaps or, one of the 2031 pick and say, hey, we'll give you 2 picks for that and kick the can down the road a little bit. Possibly. That's been talked about. So the Thunder will be an aggressive team. The Hawks are in a little bit of that similar position where they have 2 first-round draft picks, and they're actively looking to flip 8.
Well, as a Hawks fan, who do you want them to take?
It's an interesting question. This is maybe the best NBA draft I can remember.
It's deep.
At least since LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and Carmelo. That one you knew was a stud one. This one might be the best draft since then, or at least the most intriguing draft. It's been, highly talked about how deep it is. But I do think there are, 3 tiers in the top 14 or 15. And all 3 tiers, I think have some really, really solid players. Obviously, tier 1 are the superstars, the super duper stars. DeBanza, Boozer, Peterson. Wilson, to me, you can make him a part of that. I've seen some people say it's a 4-person draft. I don't know if Wilson belongs there at the very tippy top of tier number 2. But either way, Wilson, let's just call him tier 1. And then tier 2's got a whole bunch of other guys that get you excited with Wagler and Acuff and Mikael Brown and Kingston Flemings. And there's some guards there that could be the future of a franchise. And then, tier 3, that's probably when you get into the Nate Ament range and the Braden Burries and the Yaxels and the Maras. Morez Johnson, the other guy from Michigan, is kind of torpedoed up to that tier 3 list now. But I think those guys have a chance to all be really good starters. Now, I don't know if they have a chance to be stars in that 3rd tier. I don't know if I believe in Nate Ament's star potential in the NBA, but I think he could be a really good starter. If you told me that Nate Ament had a Tobias Harris career, I think that'd be a win.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, Tobias is still playing. So.
Tobias has made, almost, I would say at this point, he's made almost $500 million in terms of career earnings. So
he's been a bona fide 2 option on several teams at this point.
Now, typically that leads to disappointment. And typically that leads to that fan base eventually turning against Tobias Harris because sometimes you ask him to be the go-to scorer early in his career or the number 2. And I would say he's more of a number 3 or number 4. If he's your number 2, that usually leads in disappointment. And that was Detroit's problem this year, is that he was kind of their number 2 scorer in the playoffs, especially because Duren couldn't do it. But yeah, Nate Ament, I think he'll have a long NBA starting career. I would say the same thing about, Yaxel.
Could we see Yaxel fall because he's older, like Dalton did a couple years ago? I think I don't want to rule that out.
Oh no, it's definitely on the table. Like there's still, some chances for falling. There's still some chances for that. I would say for Nate Ament too. Like I feel pretty good that 13 is now the floor in Milwaukee and Jimmy Haslam. I do think the VFL status. There's a Tennessee tie there. He probably, thinks a little bit more highly of Ament than other people. So I think that's possible. But yeah, no, a guy that's going to be 24 years old by the time he plays his first NBA game, yeah, that guy could 100% fall. 100%. Or a team that wants to maybe expedite the process and actually try to contend next year, maybe would look at him and say, hey, he's actually kind of valuable. Now the teams in that range that only kind of fit that bill to me would be like Golden State. Maybe Dallas, if you actually believe in like Cooper Flagg and like his superstar potential. A lot of times that comes a year or two early. If the guy's actually as good as if he's actually going to hit that superstar thing, usually it happens by 21, 22. So that could expedite the process. So maybe they would look at a veteran, which is funny to say about a rookie, but like a veteran like Yaxel, and be like, hey, we're going to put you on here and we're going to expect you to be able to play the 4 next to Cooper Flagg and really help us by year 2. We're going to go for this thing. Or Golden State, like I said, Golden State, if they're trying to maximize Curry's last little window here, you get a ready-made guy that can go in and try to play immediately. Well, this draft is really intriguing tonight. I am super pumped up to watch it and kind of finally have some answers on how these permutations are going to go.
This is going to completely poo-poo everything you said, but
okay, I'm used to it. Black Cloud Bubba.
So you mentioned Curry last go around. Will they ever let him play with his brother?
He was on the team this year.
Was he?
Yeah. he didn't get to play much, but he was on the team this year.
Well, I guess I got my answer.
Yeah, you got your answer. He only played in 10 games, but he did get to play out there on the court. I don't know if him and Steph shared the court. I don't remember watching late April.
I'm sure they did.
Or mid-April games. Yeah.
What's happening with the other Antetokounmpos?
They're probably going to.
I didn't see their name a part of all this.
Well, I think Giannis was a free agent.
I think they're both upcoming free agents.
Well, I don't think Alex really has any standing in the league. Even Milwaukee barely had him on the team. I would say, Bubba, they will either he'll get one of the last roster spots in Miami to do him a favor, or at least he will become like the Jokic brothers, who just hang around the facilities and hang around in the crowd and just hang out with Nikola Jokic and defend his honor in the stands. I would say that they're packing up and they're all moving to Miami, if I was guessing, which is kind of wholesome. They're a very close family. I want to see Giannis and Theonis against like the Thompson twins in 2-on-2. I want to see that happen because Giannis is the best player there, but he's got the worst teammate. Let's see how that goes.
The Thompson twins would probably just run circles around him.
You would think so. Okay, what about the Harper brothers then? How about the Harper brothers? We'll get Dylan and Ron out there. No? Okay. The Jokic brothers. Just put one of those damn big Serbians out there and let them play.
Or just do a triple threat tag team match or a 6-man tag with them.
Okay, we could do that.
I get behind that. I mean those are two big families.
Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Josh, you need to help look up some headlines because Bubba was struggling yesterday. Help your teammate out. Hour 2 coming at you. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit BlackfordVetSurgery.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Is your yard starting to look more wild than welcoming? Yeah, don't let your landscape be that house on the block. At ECR Total Landscapes, we make sure your outdoor space is something you're proud of. From de-weeding flower beds to leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more, completely customizable to your property's specific needs. We'll handle it all. Why spend your weekends sweating it out in the yard when you can just sit back and enjoy it? That's the ECR difference. And right now, new customers can get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you sign up for a full calendar year. That's right. Consistent, reliable service at a price that makes it easy to get started. No sweat, no hassle, just a better looking lawn week after week. Call ECR Total Landscapes today and mention promo code FANRUN to save 10% on your first month. Call 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Does technology make us more alone?
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Yes, it does. Those lonely nights alternating between Bumble and Tinder, and you just keep swiping. You know the feeling? You guys know what I'm talking about. You just keep swiping, right? You do it on Tinder for about 20 minutes. Occasionally, okay, there's a fat girl, I don't know. And you just can't hit.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And it does make you contemplate life as you sit there and you say, well, this is depressing. I'll go check Twitter. And it's just all hatred on there. Go to Facebook. Well, my grandma had liposuction. That's nice. Yeah, check out this. You go to Instagram.
Ballin SC writes in, does anyone make a move for Ja Morant? I would actually say that I think the team that just traded Giannis makes the most sense for Ja Morant. Now, on one hand, if you're Jimmy Haslam,
keep Nate away from that Thug up there.
If you are Jimmy Haslam and you didn't want the headache of Jaylen Brown, I don't know how you will feel about the headache that is Ja Morant, but they do employ his former coach, Taylor Jenkins. And they're not going to necessarily be trying to go. I don't know what the Bucks are going to necessarily do, because when you have Tyler Hero and you're going to have to pay him, you might as well try to fill a roster and build a roster around him, or just try to trade him and just completely tear it down. I don't know if I'd put Morant and Hero together, especially at
I would not do that,
especially at like $78 million. It'd be like a buy low move, but if you already got Hero there, it'd be hard to reroute Hero too with just the home state. You're selling him as like a returning hero coming home back to the home state. I know Minnesota came out and said that they were not interested in Ja Morant, and then they went ahead and re-signed their guy. So I don't know what the trade market is there. Seems like nobody wants him at all. Let's hit some hour 2 headlines. What you got, bub?
Well, it's a pretty monumental day for everyone, as Tucker Carlson announces that he is leaving the Republican Party.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he starting his own?
Who knows? All right. Our girl, and by our girl, we mean Cody's girl, Chrissy Freud, becoming a lawyer?
I know. I saw that story, and I hoped I missed Cody. I almost texted him for his quote to get a statement about it. This girl is completely unhinged. They were so right about her, because I see her pop up. I still refuse to follow her, but I still see her pop up, and I saw her saying something like, in addition to my super successful career as a journalist, I'm now going to be a lawyer.
How successful is it if you got to pivot?
I'm like, okay, relax, sister. Relax. But yes, congrats to Chrissy Freud for saying she's going to go to law school. All right, let's tag in Josh. Josh, your turn.
Yeah, I'll go with Ella Langley announces she is coming to Food City Center in September. Are you a Ella fella?
Yeah, I like her. Now, I don't know if I would consider myself an Ella fella, because I feel like you have to have a deeper level of fandom than I have. But I liked her album. I mean, that one song's been stuck in my head for 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, however long it's been out.
Yeah. I mean, she was in Texas. I mean, that's a great song. She's an attractive woman. Although I will say, I feel like they did her a little dirty on the like concert, like the picture she's using for a concert. Her eyes look a little lazy. I don't know. It threw me up for a little bit of a loop. I mean, she's still beautiful.
We're out on lazy eyes.
Well, maybe that's mean to say. But if she has one, then she's still making it work. But if she doesn't have one, it just looks like one.
I had a teacher who had lazy eye, and that's all I could look at every day. Just like, is she looking at me? Is she not? What's going on here?
Yeah, maybe that's mean to say. Sorry to everybody with lazy eyes. But I was just saying, like, the picture, I don't think she has one as a thing, though. It's like the picture making her look like one is just one that's weird to use for promotional items. But with that being said, I don't know if I consider myself an Ella fella. Josh, do you?
No, I mean, I like a couple of her songs, but I'm not, listening to her album on repeat or anything.
Her album's good. I mean,
but no, she's got some good songs.
Yeah, no, her complete album is good. I do think I'll go to this concert.
See, I don't think I will.
Okay. Although it's tough timing, because that's when I'm supposed to get back from my wedding trip.
Well, also, I mean, it's September and it's on a Friday. I kind of got to coach a high school.
Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, I still kind of got to coach high school football. So.
Yeah, you'll be busy. I'll be traveling that day, so I doubt I actually make it. But if I make it back in time, maybe I'll go.
That's fair. And then
I don't know how good she'll be in concert.
She does say that she had strabismus, a.k.a. lazy eye.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a jerk.
Nah.
Delete that out of the podcast.
Nah, she said it on Theo Vaughn's podcast. It's all good.
Okay, good. Well, I guess that's why she looks like that on the poster.
I guess she's tried to have multiple surgeries, but maybe they just keep getting lizard status.
I mean, she's still beautiful, but well, that's funny, because when I saw that poster, I was like, that's all I could think of. But okay,
man, she's only 27. That's rough.
What do you mean?
She don't look 27.
You think she looks older?
Yeah.
How much older?
Probably like 32.
Damn.
That's what happens when you tan too much.
I don't think she looks 30. I disagree with your take, Bubba.
All right.
Either way, she's a beautiful woman. But shout out to the Food City Center. It sucks. I feel like we get all these big concerts like in the middle of the week, like on Thursdays.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
And then she's headed up to Columbus right after that, I'm pretty sure, on the Friday. Texas weekend. I mean, maybe we'll have something else going on Friday to get us jump started. Or maybe not, since it's a noon kickoff. Maybe we need Friday to rest up and recover.
Well, I got another one for you. Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer came out over the weekend. Your thoughts? I know we touched on it briefly yesterday, but we didn't get a lot of time on it.
My real thought is that Tom Holland seems too old to be Spider-Man still.
I think that's kind of what I think they're going for that, though. I think that's going to be part of it, is the fact that he is older now.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they all don't know who he is.
He said in an interview one person knows who he is.
It's going to be the Hulk, probably. Or Wong.
In the trailer, it kind of looks like he doesn't. Maybe it's John Bernthal, the Punisher. Maybe he's
I don't think that would work, though.
It doesn't work. I don't really watch the Punisher. I don't know. I just know he's in the movie.
Yeah. I watched the special that he had, but I haven't watched a lot of his old Netflix stuff.
Although, how old was Tobey Maguire when he was playing Spider-Man?
He's probably like...
I think he's old. I think he's older than Tom is now.
So he was born in 75. So that means... Because Spider-Man, the first one came out like in what, 2001? So he'd have been like...
So he's probably like 26,
25, 26. When did Spider-Man 3 come out, though?
He was 25 and 26 when the first Spider-Man came out.
Spider-Man 3, when did that come out? When did that movie release?
He was 31 in Spider-Man 3.
Okay. Which I thought he was too old to be Spider-Man in that one, so I didn't really like 3. Okay. Maybe this is Holland's last Spider-Man?
No. He'll get 2 more. He's 30 right now.
He's getting 2 more?
I think he'll get 2 more. Because I think what they'll do is he'll do this one, and then they'll set up a Miles Morales thing. Live action one. I think that's what they'll do. And they'll they might introduce him in the next movie, and then they'll spend that whole third movie with kind of a changing of the guard, and then Tom will, step away. You might see him here and there, but I think Miles Morales will then be your main Spider-Man.
Well, I just know they also talked about trying to do another, was it Sammy Raylick?
Sam Raimi?
Raimi, yeah, Raimi. I know they're talking about doing another one of his with like possibly bringing Toby back like as an elder Spider-Man. I know that's been rumored, but
I mean, they're going to do whatever they can to make money, so I'm not really...
I know. I've not heard a whole lot of smoke about that one.
Yeah. Well, I just thought after the what was the Avengers movie or the Doctor Doom movie or the Spider-Man, the No Way Home movie.
No Way Home, yeah. With all 3 of them.
I thought that there was some talk about that, but
people think they're going to come back in Doomsday and or Secret Wars. So we'll see if that happens.
Okay.
You think he's an Ella fella?
Tom Holland?
Yeah.
No. He doesn't talk about any woman that's not Zendaya. So no.
I think he's in a toxic relationship. I'm going to say it.
Why do you say that?
I mean, as he just said, doesn't really talk about any woman except Zendaya. I mean, he's probably going through so much mental abuse.
Apparently, Sam said he would never do a Spider-Man 4 5 months ago. I don't know much about Tom Holland.
They keep their
woman in
they keep their relationship very private. So
yeah, and she makes a lot of money, and they seem happy.
I mean, he said however many years ago his celebrity crush was Zendaya, and now he is married to her.
Yeah.
So,
I know he's very cautious about like putting his hands on other people, like for hugs and stuff, and tries to be super respectful. There.
She's out here smooching anybody she can in a tennis movie. Robert Pattinson.
She's acting. She's working.
She's also making millions of dollars.
Yeah, she's allowed to
smooching other dudes and Zendaya in movies, but
she's allowed to kiss somebody in a movie, Bubba. She's an actress. She's working.
That's part of the job.
Yeah. She was smooching him in that tennis movie, though, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
That was uncomfortable.
I didn't see that. I didn't go watch that movie.
Challenger's pretty good. Pretty good. Next headline, please.
You want it from me or from Bubba?
You guys decide. Look at each
other. I got one.
I also have some stuff as
Here,
well.
you take it.
All right, back to me.
Wow, look at Bubba.
Hot tag here. Tennessee baseball. We're gonna give you. They got another transfer. We missed out on a couple, but so far it's looking like Braden Kersey from Mercer. We've got Brody Trosclair from Northwestern State. We've got Ricky Ojeda from UC Irvine. Wyatt Hanoyan that we talked about from Air Force. And then most recently, Jake McCoy from South Carolina committed.
This seems like a potential big one.
A lot of people don't think he'll make it to campus.
Yeah. I saw that he was projected as a first-round pick, as a first-round type of talent before his injury. And then I do think even now people are saying he still has a chance of being like a third-round pick. Although if you're him and you come back to college and you show that you are good and healed and rested, could you maybe go back into being a first-round pick? Would that be the gamble there?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But,
possibly.
I mean, I just hope he makes it to campus because I think he's a good baseball player. So.
Sure. Being a third-round pick is kind of that cutoff for young players, but with him, I don't know. Somebody that's, kind of gone through hell with an injury. Do you just make the jump?
We'll see.
But people are fired up about that name. People are like, "Oh, this guy's got real top end talent." So
it's at least some excitement.
Yeah, I mean, he could possibly be a weekend starter.
Yeah, if he comes, that's your weekend rotation. So
yeah, I would imagine so. He was apparently set to be the ace of South Carolina, which I mean,
yeah, well.
take that for what it's worth. Over the last handful of years, South Carolina's been pretty stinky, but he had to undergo a season-ending surgery. So now he is entering the portal, decides to come to Tennessee, which at the very least, going to Tennessee is good insurance if the draft thing doesn't work out. We'll see. I won't do any real celebrating this until you see
if he gets drafted or not makes the campus.
Yeah, just how high he gets drafted.
That's fair. All right, another one for you. Stone Cold Steve Austin's 316 promo turns 30 years old today.
Oh, hell yeah. 30 years. Damn.
On June 23rd, 1996.
Yeah. Bubba, do you remember where you were?
I remember.
Where were you?
In a world between space and time, brother.
Yeah.
So you've been keeping up with the product at all, or you still been on a little bit of a break from it? Because truthfully, I've not been as locked in on it here recently.
Yeah.
It didn't help that Raw has been on at like 2 p.m. because they were in Europe. So.
Honestly, moving to Netflix just killed my interest in Raw. And maybe it shouldn't have, because it's still easy to fast forward. You can actually fast forward through the commercials, because I don't pay for the. Well, actually, I do pay for the. Yeah, I do pay for the Netflix with no commercials, but Raw still tries to give them to you from time to time. But you can still fast forward through them. I just don't ever click on it when it's on my Netflix. And then SmackDown, I'm doing things on the weekend, and my DVR doesn't set, and I just don't really ever go through and look for it. So not really. I haven't really been keeping up. I know that SummerSlam, is coming up in what, a month and a half.
Yeah, I'll get back in for that. But
yeah,
I know they've got a show in Saudi on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got zero interest in that. What about you, Bubba? You watching WWE at all?
No, I'm only seeing highlights.
Yeah.
I'm really saddened to learn that the guy that was recruited, the lacrosse player, his name is Garrett Beck. He's part of their thing. He's got really bad back knee, so it tells me that he's used some peptides and some other stuff. So thumbs down on him.
I'm only seeing lowlights, honestly. Like I just
really?
see.
I still see the highlights on Twitter. Like I follow a bunch of accounts on Twitter and stuff. Like I know what's happening. I'm just not actively watching it.
I just see cringy like Jey Uso things. I saw Sol Sikoa. Is that her name? What's her name?
Sol Ruka.
And then Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. Sorry. Sol Ruka. When you get older, Bubba, you just start combining names. I saw Sol Ruka hurt Liv over the weekend.
She's fine. Liv is fine.
Okay.
Liv was
okay.
Yeah, she's fine. Okay. Nothing happened. That's the internet just being negative and blowing.
Oh, it was a pretty big botch. I see LA Knight crying all the time. So yeah, I've been kind of checked out, but man, that '96 King of the Ring speech.
It was good. It was good.
Cinema.
So I'll do one more for you.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, get him out of the WWF. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, that you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers, and it didn't get you anywhere. You talk about your Psalms, talk about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass.
It's an all-timer. That was good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I'll hit one more for you over the weekend. Knoxville Smokies have clinched a playoff spot and win the first half title in the Southern League.
Hey, shout out to the Smokies. Snaps for the Smokies. Snap for them, Bubba. Snaps for the Smokies. All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime. Great speech. Snaps for Bubba. Send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say-it-loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
You had the Tennessee baseball headline. I guess we do need to give a shout out to Oklahoma. They got it done last night. From the 11th place in the SEC to national champions.
I'm going to be honest, I fell asleep watching this game.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch
I didn't watch any of it, yeah.
I was just giving them a shout out.
Because it happened earlier, I want to say like third inning. Guy from Chapelville gets tagged out at third. That kind of changed momentum.
I did see that highlights where that's one of the all-time base running blunders. It was second and third, right?
Yeah, they had runners on.
Yeah, and he didn't break with the pitch, or he didn't break with the contact. The ball falls. He still tries to go and gets. It's like he's running down quicksand. And then he gets thrown out at third before the run scored. Right, so they didn't even get to count the run. That's some of the worst base running you'll see. And I did see that highlight, and then I saw someone say that Oklahoma was killing them, and I said, okay, no reason to turn that on. That would be a situation where you probably feel like you're never winning a title if you're North Carolina. You're waiting. You get this opportunity, and that's losing to Florida Atlantic in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. It's pretty rough, especially with how deep that pitching staff was this year.
That's losing to Loyola, Chicago, whenever it's completely wide open. You're past the Final Four.
Your one seed in your region gets bounced by a 16 seed for the first time ever. Yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina's there, and they're like, hey, we're finally going to do this. All we got to do is beat the 11th best team in the SEC.
Couldn't do it.
They beat you game one. You bounce back at game two, and you're like, okay, we got it. Winner take all. One game. Let's go. And then they just beat your ass, which credit to Oklahoma. We talk about it all the time in baseball. It's not even usually about who the best team is. It's just about who the hottest team is. And you can't argue that they were the hottest team. I saw this stat last night. In the first 47 games of the season, they hit 48 home runs. In the last 19 games of the season, they hit 46 home runs.
Credit to them. I mean, they looked awful when we played them.
Oh, yeah.
They looked terrible.
We're the last team that beat them in a series, right? So, you could maybe argue we're the second best team in the country.
That's like me claiming Texas A&M's last win was against the Sanford Bulldogs, so we broke them. That's what I tell people.
You could do that. You could do that. I was going to say it's like me claiming the Hawks are the second best team in the NBA since they beat the Knicks twice. But, hey, facts are facts. But that's your college baseball update. Congrats to Oklahoma. The SEC, of course, just dominant.
Just means more. We can't claim this, man. They're still part of the Big 12. They're not, but I'm against Oklahoma in the SEC.
I'm against Oklahoma too, and I got to say, I spent a lot of time arguing with Oklahoma fans last year about how their athletic department was dead, and it was more so through the guise of football, but I think I did mention their baseball team sucked in there too, and their baseball team did still kind of suck this year. They had the same conference record as Vanderbilt, who missed the damn tournament, but they got hot and won the championship. So, you combine that with the way they kick. You combine that. They might have. They might start juicing at the halfway point and said, what do we got to lose? What's the worst that could happen? What are they going to do? Suspend our season? We suck. Who cares? But I got to say, they rose to the occasion, and then you combine that with the football team kind of getting off the mat, and Oklahoma take, it's not aging the best.
So basketball almost made a run and ended up making the tournament too. They got kind of hot at the end.
They did. They still kind of stunk though. So I'll still say basketball is still not very good. Baseball's a national champion, but they weren't very good in the regular season. We'll see what happens with Brent Venables and his, kind of encore season. He established himself in the SEC last year, and then, now going to see if he can repeat and do it again, or if that was just a flash in the pan. That Oklahoma game last year for Tennessee, that's the game I go to when I think about the 2025 Vols.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
Bubba,
I think so.
Where does your mind go when you think of last year's football team?
It goes to Vanderbilt.
Goes to Vanderbilt. Okay.
I think those are the two that'll come to mind. Because at least with Oklahoma, like we started out pretty good, and then it was just like a slow and painful death until the very end, and then we scored late and had an onside kick opportunity. And then if Vanderbilt's the one you're thinking of, you're just thinking about how bad the defense was.
I also think about Georgia too. How cool it was.
Yeah, how great of a day it was until it wasn't.
Yeah. I think about Max Gilbert sometimes.
I don't think about Max Gilbert.
You just sit around thinking about Max Gilbert?
Posh looking.
I'm telling you, he's gonna nail like 3 45+ yard field goals when we play them. He'll be, just dialed in. I'm not saying Arkansas is going to win the game, but he'll have the game of his life.
Either that or he'll just gag all over himself because he can't handle pressure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It depends on the score of the game. If it's a tight game, he might not be the guy you want.
He'll still be at Chick-fil-A though. Don't you worry about that.
Georgia comes to mind when I think about last year.
Georgia's just a story of what could have been. Because if you beat Georgia, then you're still playing Vanderbilt for a playoff spot.
Yeah. The Georgia game is if I want to be hopeful, but then that hope subsides. And ultimately, like to me, the 2025 Vols are built around the Oklahoma game. And that was your last stand for that season.
Everything was building to that at that point in the season.
You had a chance to still make the playoff. You had a chance to still win 10 games again. You had a chance. Everything was in front of you. Like Josh said, everything was building to that game.
You had dark mode coming back out.
Neyland Stadium under the lights. Johnny Knoxville. Everything was there for like a national statement game. And then you fell on your face. And, David Sanders whiffs on a block, I guess, whiffs on an assignment. Aguilar gets rocked. He fumbles. And then from that moment on, Aguilar looks pretty shook and, looks confused. Brent Venables kind of chewed him up and spit him out. And Tennessee never really got going again on offense and then never really got any stops on defense that they had to have late in the game. Wasted opportunities. Having your home crowd deflated, missing out on the postseason, and then really letting that one loss, I think, cost you two games. Yeah. Because I maintain I don't think you lose to Vanderbilt if you beat Oklahoma.
No,
if you're 9-2 playing for a chance to go to the playoff, I think you get a different game.
Well, your team's going to be more inspired.
Right. The fans are going to be more inspired too. Like I just think it's a completely different environment. I think it's a completely different game. So I do think Oklahoma beat you twice. So like I saw some people getting mad, yesterday that Tennessee, EA Sports always does their slow leak of their rankings, their ratings of players. Yeah, but also like certain things in the game. One of the ones to always look for is like the toughest places to play. And Tennessee kind of got disrespected coming into last year. This year they come in. Bubba, have you seen the list?
No.
Well, we're back in the top 10.
Huh.
At number 8. Tiger Stadium, LSU gets credit for number 1.
It's fair.
Ohio Stadium gets credit for number 2.
I think that's a little high.
I think that's just a little bit of like, hey, Ohio State's awesome.
It's more about the team you're playing there than the stadium. The stadium's cool. It's
it's big, but
big.
like not SEC level.
Well,
big.
I didn't think it was super loud. I'm not saying it's quiet, but I didn't think it was, of the places that I've played at and the places that I've been, Ohio State's near the bottom of all of them.
Yeah, like I think it is tough to play there, but I think it's tough to play there because you're playing a whole bunch of 5 stars.
Yeah.
And
if you catch them in November, late October, it's going to be pretty chilly too.
Yeah. So like I think Ohio Stadium at number 2 is kind of dumb, but whatever. Beaver Stadium number 3 for Penn State.
I'm good with that.
Sanford at number 4.
Maybe a touch high, but it's not as egregious as Ohio State at 2, in my opinion.
To me, Sanford though is kind of similar to what I just said about Ohio State. It's tough to play at Georgia because you have to play
Georgia.
You have to play Georgia's team. But I've heard it get loud. I mean, they can bring it.
Sanford gets louder than the shoe does.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I noticed they didn't put the Kibbe Dome.
The what?
The Kibbe Dome.
It's where the Idaho Vandals play their football.
You're saying it should be on this list? Is that what you're saying, Bubba?
Absolutely.
Okay. Number 5, Bryant-Denny Stadium.
That's way too high. I'm sorry. That is not a top 5 stadium. I'm putting the Swamp up there. I'm putting Kyle Field up there. I'm putting Neyland. I'm putting Autzen. I'm putting a lot of places up there.
Bryant-Denny, kind of like Georgia, kind of like Ohio State. You had to play Nick Saban and his really good teams for a long time. Autzen, number 6.
That's fair. I would put them above Ohio State and probably Alabama.
The Swamp, number 7.
You've been to the Swamp, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been to Bryant-Denny too. I mean, Bryant-Denny got really loud in 2023. Like it did get
because it was their get back. Yeah,
it was. And
I'm not saying Bryant-Denny can't get loud, but I think on the basis of consistently being loud, I don't think it's up there.
Yeah, to me, I would be interested in like what the criteria is and what it means to you to have like a loud stadium or to be a toughest place to play, because Alabama doesn't really bring it game in, game out.
For me, I think it's got to be, you got to look at how consistently loud it is, but you also have to look at the ceiling of how loud it can be. Because some places are consistently loud, but they're capped at how loud they can be.
The Swamp, number 7. Neyland, number 8. Clemson's Memorial Stadium comes in at number 9. Kyle Field, number 10.
I'd have Kyle Field way higher. When you walk into that place as an opposing player, that thing is intimidating. Just because of how big it is.
Yeah.
Like when we walked out of the locker room, I looked straight up at the scoreboard and I'm like breaking my neck trying to be able to see it. Like that place is massive.
I'm trying to think back to the crowd noise level back in 2016 because I went there when Tennessee played them.
For an FCS team coming in there at noon in late November, they were pretty dang loud. They were pretty fired up.
That was this past year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it was their best season they've had maybe ever, or at least in a long, long time. So they had a little bit extra juice. Kind of similar to whenever Tennessee went there in 2016. That was a top 10 matchup.
Have they finished the renovation of that stadium in 2016?
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I think so, but I don't know for sure. I don't know what the renovation was. It wasn't under construction when we went.
Okay, so they probably were done then by that point.
Yeah, I don't know what,
because they added a lot of seats.
It was over 107,000.
Then that's what it's at today. And then another part of why College Station is an intimidating place. The hotel that they put you in, they have like a nice little like rooftop area that me and a lot of my teammates were hanging out at throughout the course of the night. When you look out over College Station, it's just flat and it's nothing, ginormous 110,000 seat stadium that is the skyline and then back to nothing. So that's like all you're looking at.
I go so back and forth on these lists and really just the criteria and just like really what really means to be a toughest place to play. Because like I want Neyland Stadium to be a fortress.
We also lost 3 games there last year.
In 2 of them, we got our ass kicked. Like the final score of Oklahoma maybe wasn't ass-kicking level, but like really from the first quarter on, they kind of just physically beat you up, and you made plays like you were playing on the road.
They had control of the game.
Yeah, you were the one playing like you were the nervous team on the road. Their kickers making 50-yard kicks. Your quarterback's rattled and confused. It seemed like you were the damn road team. So like I have a hard time getting too worked up about Neyland Stadium right now.
I think 8 is fair. I would maybe have it at 7, 6, somewhere in that range, but I think where it's at now is respectable. I specifically said 7 or 6 to avoid that.
Now, at the same time, like I don't know what to do with the Swamp here because they've been pretty bad.
I'd have Neyland over the Swamp right now. But the Swamp at its peak is really, because I played there too. We played a night game there, so they were more amped up. I would have Kyle Field over the Swamp in terms of how loud it got. But the Swamp, they're right on top of you because that place is built straight up also.
Yeah. And it's a place where you can get some weather advantage too, depending on when you play them.
We lucked out playing because we played them in September, so we lucked out with it being a night game because it wasn't super super hot.
Yeah,
it was humid. We went out for pregame warmups, and you're drenched immediately.
Yeah, I think ultimately, like, it comes down to just how good the team at home is and, like, what type of pressure they put on you and what type of, mistakes they can make you make by out scheming you. Now, look, I think home field advantage matters, of course, sure. But, again, in Knoxville, we saw 3 losses last year, and the one that stands out to me is the one that I said is the game that I think of when I think of the 2025 Vols. And I think it's a big part of the reason why Tennessee, you've seen them not get really any love this offseason. You've seen Josh Heupel go from a borderline top 10 coach in the country on all these lists to your boy yesterday, Josh Pate, having him at number 9 in the SEC, like barely having him as a top 10 SEC coach. I think a big part of that is the perception that is attached to last year, really alone.
Even if you go 9-3 last year, I think that respect kind of stays there, though. Like, you beat Vandy, and you're 9-3. You're like, okay, you can look at it through this lens. Okay, well, they lost their quarterback in April, brought in Joey Aguilar, who had to learn the offense in 2 months, and they still went 9-3. That's pretty good. And then but if you look at it with 8-4, with game you should have won against Georgia, but you let it slip away. Your defense was really bad. You go on the road to Alabama, you're playing with him, and then he makes a mistake and it blows that game open. It's never really the same. You lose 2 more home games within a month at the end of the year, and you lose your bowl game. So you lose 3 of your last 4. It's just you don't have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, and you can't really get worked up about.
No, you can't blame them.
Where Neyland Stadium gets ranked because of the 3 losses, and I can't really get worked up at Josh Heupel being lower on these lists. Like, would I rather have Eli Drinkwitz compared to Josh Heupel?
He was the big one that I had a thing with.
Hell no, I wouldn't rather have.
I'm not a Drink fan at all. We were talking about this on Will's show the other week, and I'm not a Eli Drinkwitz guy.
And I don't think there's anything you can point to that Eli Drinkwitz has done to like earn a spot ahead of Josh Heupel. Just if you also just look at the
Heupel's put 60 on him twice.
Yeah, the comparisons. And look, he beat you the last time he played and he kicked your ass. That's fine. He stood on business. Yeah. But like he's still down.
We did on business.
He's still down 2-1 and about 30 points on the aggregate score. So yeah, I just don't know what your claim is there if Eli Drinkwitz is better. But like if you want to tell me that you think Clark Lee is better than Josh Heupel,
I would still have Hype above him, but did Clark Lee win the last game? Yes. And is he doing arguably a little bit more with a lot less? Yes.
Yeah. Like I can't puff my chest out and stand 10 toes down arguing.
Now, if you beat Vanderbilt last year, you absolutely can.
Sure.
But you didn't.
If you beat them close, it would still be one of those where you just say, you give Clark Lee Tennessee's resources and who knows what happens. But like when you combine the fact that you lost with the fact that he went 10-2 at Vanderbilt, like I need to see what he does post Pavia.
Sure.
And like now that
they've got momentum. I mean, Jared Curtis, this is the first time Vandy's had a 5-star player in how long? Just of any position.
Yeah, sure. But I would also say that they're going to be take it more seriously too, and actually have some pressure here. It's not just going to be a golly gee, I'm glad we're competitive now. Like there's going to be some expectations.
You're going to see some
there.
expectations, yeah.
Right? And maybe Clark Lee is able to handle that and still go 8-4, which I think is a pretty good run at Vandy. And like maybe he will be a thorn in Tennessee's side moving forward, possibly. Or maybe last year was just a blip on the radar. We'll see. That's kind of how I feel about a couple of these coaches. Like I think Mike Elko's a really good football coach, but like he's been at Texas A&M 2 years. 1 year was a collapse where they lost their last 3 games. Lost out on the SEC because a chance to win the SEC championship because of it. Lost out on a chance to go to the playoff because of it. Got shut down by Texas, in their biggest home game of the last X amount of years. Got shut down. Last year, A&M navigated that minefield, got to the playoff, but then left you feeling really gross about their playoff performance. You know what I mean?
And another loss to Texas.
And if I ask you, Bubba, what was Texas A&M's best win of 2025, what would you say?
I'll give you, I don't know.
Which one stands out to you when you think of it?
None. You got to know this.
There's the one at Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame.
There's the one at Notre Dame where they had the comeback. But if we're keeping it to just the SEC, which one is that in the SEC, would you say?
I mean, my mind it goes to South Carolina just because they were down by 30 and they had to fight back for it. So I mean, it's not because South Carolina's some great team.
Sure, and you do give the coach credit for resolve and for bringing his team back. But on the other hand, like, you're down.
You shouldn't have been down 30 to South Carolina at home anyway.
Yeah. But I do give them credit for fighting back. But like outside of that, it's like, okay, congrats on beating a dead LSU team. Congrats on beating Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri.
When their quarterback was hurt. I think Beulah was out that game.
Yeah, so like, okay, my point is I still got some questions.
Probably the 48-0 win over Samford.
It was not impressive at all.
That's mean, Bubba.
Hey, we covered.
You covered?
We covered.
Nice.
Spread was 52.5.
Did you make some money?
I couldn't. No.
Good.
I told my friends to.
I was just testing you, Brendan Sorsby.
We any time that I played a Power 4 team in college, we covered every single time.
Really?
We covered against Auburn. We covered against Florida. We covered against Baylor. We covered against A&M.
Damn. I wish I'd known that heading into last year.
We played Baylor pretty tight for about a half.
This past year?
Yeah, we scored on a trick play to tie the game, and we got a pick in the red zone. So we had a chance to go up 7 in the first quarter, and then we went for it on 4th and short and got stuffed, and that was about all she wrote.
Yeah, 4th and short in those situations for those undersized teams are tough because you think you have to run the ball, but you really have no chance of winning that battle in the trenches. Yeah. And then it's just so deflating to get stopped on 4th and short. Like it's worse than I think actually just fumbling the ball. Like I think getting stopped on 4th down is worse than throwing an interception or worse than fumbling the ball.
And I'll say when we played Florida too, it was 21-7 midway through the third quarter, and you could really feel that stadium tense up. Because I don't know if you remember this, but about 5 years ago, Samford put 45 on Florida in the first half. And the final score of that game was like 70-56 or 70-55, something like that. And we led for a good majority of that game. So they were getting some deja vu with us hanging around in there. And you could feel, I mean, you know what it feels like when Neyland tenses up.
Yeah.
You could feel that as a player for that. And that was pretty cool too, because that was Lagway's first start. So he ended up lighting us up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, halfway through the third quarter, it was 21-7. We scored at the end of the first half, I think. So,
Bubba, send us to break. We'll talk some more college football coming up next. Stick with us.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384 888-888-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
This segment is brought to you by Inward Half. Check out the Inward Half selection online at inwardhalf.com for the golf enthusiast in your life. They got something for the kids, for the ladies out there, for the men, for everybody. Go to inwardhalf.com and enjoy the walk-in. I don't even golf, but I love the gear. Talking some Josh Heupel. Talking some Tennessee.
Josh Heupel.
Don't be rude. Don't be rude. But Josh Heupel, like I said, I think at this time last year, you would have had people arguing that he was still a borderline top 10 coach in the country. You'd had some people have him outside the top 10. I think that would have been fine. But now, like I was talking about, he has fallen to, according to some, 9th in the SEC. And even if that's not the case, I think even the most enthusiastic Tennessee fan would have to have some pause putting him anywhere in the top 3. You can't even make that case anymore.
No, I don't think he has a case for top 5.
I think you could have made the case for top 3 before last year.
I don't know.
I think it would have been. I think it would have been tough. Actually, I don't think it would have been tough. I think if you'd looked at him, I think the only person I would have said for sure was better than him was Kirby Smart. Now, I'm not saying I would have taken him over Sarkisian.
Say Sark is somebody I would definitely have over
Sure.
him.
But
Even last year.
I think Tennessee, if you go back to 2 years ago, Texas missing the playoff, Josh Heupel taking a freshman quarterback to the playoff while also like evolving and like fixing his defense, fixing his run game, kind of winning with 2 tight ends and hard-nosed football. I think you'd have said like, hey, Josh Heupel has evolved. Josh Heupel won a bunch of games. That's 2 10-win seasons in 3 years at Tennessee. Wow. Then you fast forward, Tennessee falls down, Texas rises up. So, like, yeah, I don't think you can make that claim now.
No.
By any means. But, like, last year.
I mean, last year he would have been over Elko.
Yeah, and last year I think it had been over Kiffin, too. I think because Kiffin and Ole Miss, if you think back, Josh, they would have. Your perception of Lane Kiffin would have been like, man, they really choked away that season where they had an easy schedule. Wow.
Yeah, all they had to do that year was beat Florida on the road, a bad Florida team.
Or beat Kentucky at home.
Yeah.
And they lost to Kentucky. So I think you could have easily made the case that Josh Heupel had accomplished more than Lane Kiffin. That doesn't feel to be the case anymore, right? After Lane Kiffin takes Ole Miss to the playoff. I think now you could – I think pretty much everybody would have Lane Kiffin ranked ahead of Josh Heupel at this point.
So you probably would have had Hype over DeBoer because he had won the last meeting.
I would have been okay with DeBoer being ahead of Heupel, but you could have made the argument. Yeah, that he had won, beat him head-to-head.
He would have been, yeah. That was the first meeting between the two of them.
Right,
so.
and that DeBoer had, underachieved and lost, to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. Like, I don't think you can really in good faith make that a big argument at this point.
No, well, because now they're about even since they got to the SEC. They've done about the same, but DeBoer has the national title run with Washington, and that's what pushes him ahead.
Exactly. So, like, I do think last year you could have made the argument that maybe as high as 3.
3 would have been the highest I would have given him last year. He was easily top 5.
Mm-hmm.
3 probably was pushing it just a little bit for me, but I would probably slot him comfortably at 4 heading into last year.
Now you look at how you feel about him heading into 2026, and you think back to the Oklahoma game and the Vanderbilt ass beaten, and you said you don't even really think you can make a case of him in the top 5 anymore?
Probably not, no, because you've got Kirby, Sark, Kiffin, DeBoer, Elko. All of those guys I'd have over Heupel for sure.
Yeah.
And then you can make an argument with Clark Lee, like you said. I would still have Hype over him.
I don't think I can say Elko for sure, but I got no issue with what you're saying in terms of ranking Elko ahead of him. I think there's at least a discussion there and needing some more data points on him before I can say Elko for sure.
The highest I would have Hype is 6. I would probably have Venables and Heupel are like dead even for me because they've both beat each other. They've both made the playoff one time. And then Venables, I feel like he might have had a little bit rougher of a start than Heupel did. But then again, Heupel's first year, was 7-6. Venables' first year at Oklahoma wasn't too much different. So they're about dead even. So I would probably, however you want to split them up at number 6 and number 7, I'm cool with. He's definitely a top half head coach in the SEC for sure.
The thing for Venables, there's two things. Like on one hand, when things aren't good for his team, they go 6-6.
Yeah.
And Heupel hasn't done that.
Sure.
Like to me, Heupel's floor so far has been 8-4. Now we'll see what happens when we change that. I know he didn't go 8-4 his first season, but I'm giving
that's a wash. Yeah.
I'm giving him a pass for that. But like Heupel's floor so far has been 8-4. I don't really care about bowl games. I won't say Venables lost both bowl games and went 6-7. I don't care that Heupel went 8-5 by losing to Illinois. I look at the regular season. 8-4 versus 6-6. The ceiling has been pretty similar in terms of going 10-2.
I would probably choose to have Heupel over Venables.
Both have done it twice. Now,
but I see the argument.
On the flip side, what I would say is that I do think Venables, what he does on defense is more sustainable than what Josh Heupel, more sustainable, more impactful than what Josh Heupel does on offense.
Probably, but we've seen Heupel be able to adapt a whole lot the past few years. Because even with Nico, when he couldn't, hit water, if he was throwing a football off of a boat, I mean, he just turned it. The common misconception with Tennessee is that it's a pass-first offense. It's not. So he just leaned on the run game more with Dylan Sampson. And then last year he turned it, I don't want to say completely pro-style because he didn't, but he had more pro-style elements. He, narrowed the wide receiver split some to create some space. So I'm interested to see how – there's one thing he chooses to work on each offseason offensively. I want to see what that's going to be this year with a true freshman quarterback probably starting.
Sure. And I would hope that – and that gives me cause for optimism with Josh Heupel because I know he's going to have a true freshman quarterback, but like he's been so good at putting new stuff in kind of based on what he failed at last year. And I don't know if I'd say he failed at it last year, but like his biggest thing he needs to put in and his biggest thing he needs to get done is building an offense that kind of caters to an inexperienced quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he should come up with some stuff that makes life easy on Faison Brandon. So, I do have optimism for that. And, like, I like Heupel's offense, but I just think Venables, even when they go 6-7, like in 2024, wasn't the defense's fault. The defense was still knocking heads off. It's just their offense was absolutely
bad.
terrible.
Yeah. One thing I want to see Heupel do this year is some more quick game stuff because that's how you get your freshman quarterback in a rhythm. You get some, you got to have your intermediate and deep pass game, especially with the offense that he runs. But let's get some more quick game stuff, get him in a rhythm early in games, and then you can unleash him and let him build confidence before he starts pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah. And I imagine Heupel will do the best he can to make life easy.
I would do that, and then I would also find ways to get Ethan Davis more involved. He's going to be the biggest target that Faison's going to have. He needs to be his security blanket.
Tight ends matter when it comes to young quarterbacks. You see that a lot in the NFL. I imagine, look, that's the thing about this offense moving forward, and that's the thing about Faison Brandon stepping into this role. There is no shortage of talent. The offensive line is really solid. Deshaun Bishop has a good standing in the SEC.
Big, bad, Deshaun Bishop.
And your wide receivers are awesome. And
They're really good.
You got a good group of tight ends, too. So, like,
we're set at the skill positions. Yeah. If we had Joey Aguilar coming back or we had a transfer portal quarterback who was proven, there would be a whole lot more optimism around Tennessee.
Not for me personally.
I think we saw the ceiling with Mr. Aguilar.
I'm not a Joey guy. I'm excited for Faison. But I do acknowledge that, like, experience matters. So, like, there would be more optimism in the fan base. But me personally, I'm more excited for the unknown. I want to see
their potential is higher than Joey's.
I want to see the 10 or 15% chance that Faison can, like, maybe, like, elevate. I'm excited for that. But you are right about the entire fan base as a whole. Like, they would be more fired up with Joey Aguilar. But I'm more fired up to see this young kid and see what he can do and see if he can get the ball to these skill position players and see what Josh Heupel can cook up for him. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? Next week is a huge week with all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at soundidouttogether.org. That's soundidouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's a batch of headlines. What you got for me, P-Team?
Is this song incriminating?
It's art.
Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends.
It's art. You can say that. It's freedom of speech.
Saying some guy was a nuisance.
First Amendment, brother. You ever heard of it?
We ain't got that anymore. You know that.
Tennessee basketball is going to play Missouri twice.
We get to see Jalen Carey twice this next year now.
Whoopee. I'm actually not looking forward to playing Jalen Carey twice. I imagine he'll be pretty fired up for that game and
He's
try
going to
to
be foul baiting like crazy.
Yeah, just try to physically knock around some guys. I'm not looking forward to that. So Missouri, we're drawing them twice. Do we know what they're standing? They're supposed to be pretty good this year, right? Didn't they have a good transfer class, a good high school recruiting class?
I think they'll probably be middle of the pack of the SEC again, if I had to guess. I'm not super high on them personally, but I'm also not, dove super deep into college basketball yet because they're still, a good ways away out from that.
Yeah, I was trying to look, and for some reason I thought they had landed a couple of big players, but I could be wrong. Either way. So that Tennessee will draw them twice, in addition, of course, to
Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Yeah,
Kentucky and Vanderbilt playing them twice. So, okay.
So here's a fun one announced by the PGA Tour. They announced a 2-tier series with promotion and relegation for 2028.
I like it. So basically, it seems as if they are just basically getting rid of the Corn Ferry.
I think so.
And
that's what it seems like.
The amateurs, the G leaguers, if you will, the minor leaguers, if you will, have a chance to quickly win their way up. And the bad golfers, the golfers that are struggling, will get relegated and sent back down to tier 2.
Yeah, it's not being called the Corn Ferry Tour anymore. It is the Challenger Series.
Okay.
The PGA Tour Championship Series and the PGA Tour Challenger Series are the two names.
Well, it's like I was going to ask, but it seems like I've kind of answered my own question. But so the Corn Ferry, like whenever they come to places, like they come to Knoxville for the Knoxville Open. And I was trying to see like what events would possibly go away from golf courses around the world, and then places like Knoxville and other surrounding cities and stuff like that. But it seems like it might be business as usual, but just a different title sponsor.
To me, and look, I haven't read up on this. This just is coming across the line a couple minutes ago, right?
Yeah, I've had enough time to digress.
But like my snap takeaway, Bubba, is that for somewhere like Knoxville, there's now at least a chance that some names will be here. Some guys that have been relegated.
Yeah, I mean, well, in the past we've had some names whenever they were still coming up.
No, but I mean guys that have become names. Sure, you've had guys come up that have ended up being good that going to make names, but I would say now there's a chance that these places that get the Corn Ferry Tour, which again is going away, now there might be a chance that some of those golfers are having to drop down and play and earn points to get back up. So there's a chance you could have some. Ricky Fowler. Now I know Ricky Fowler's been good this year, but like a couple years ago, Ricky Fowler was fighting for his life in terms of like trying to keep his, top 75 status or whatever it was. So like there's a chance he might have fallen down and come and played in Knoxville, which would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. So this is how it works. So the PGA Tour features a promotion and relegation system based on a 2-tier structure. The system revolves around the Championship Series and the Challenger Series, driven by the 90-20 rule at the end of the season. So relegation, if you finish 90 or below out of the 130 players in the Championship Series, out of the 130 players in the Championship Series, only the top 90 finishers on the season-long point list automatically retain their championship status for the following year. Players who finish 91st or worse face relegation to the Challenger Series. Promotion is if you finish top 20 in the Challenger Series, you're promoted to the Championship Series.
So automatically, if you're 91st, you're down.
Yes.
Okay.
You're down.
And if you're top 20, you're up.
And they've got an in-season promotion. So players do not have to wait until the end of the year to advance. A golfer in the Challenger Series can earn immediate promotion to the Championship Series via 2 escalators, winning twice in the Challenger Series within the same season or winning a major.
Winning twice has already kind of been a rule on Corn Ferry, right?
I think so.
Or maybe it was 3 times on Corn Ferry that if you won, I know if you won a couple times, you automatically got sent up.
And then there's also a last chance fall series.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say, because it sounds like you're dropping 40 and bringing up 20. So what about the other 20? So it sounds like they're going to have like some type of like play-in, essentially.
Seems like it. So relegated players from the Championship Series and top performers from the Challenger Series who narrowly missed automatic promotion have one final opportunity to earn or retain membership. They can play in a 4 to 6 event last chance series held in the fall. Those who fail to regain their Championship Series card through these events will compete in the Challenger Series the following season.
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. I wasn't sure a pro relegation thing would work in golf, but after kind of looking at it for the first time, I think it's pretty cool.
Just makes me think about like, for big tournaments and seeing who makes a cut and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, some of those names might trickle down.
Well, it's not only the majors. I don't know how much they'll change, Bubba, but like if you're a golfer and you're on that fringe, you're going to have to make sure you're playing pretty much more of these events, right, and performing well. Like
you really got to pay attention to the cut line now, because at first it's like, oh, there's not playing the rest of the weekend. Now it's like, oh, this guy might get sit down.
Yeah, you need to get as many points as possible.
But I mean, I feel like we can't hype it up too much because it's like guys like Rory that
Sure.
I'm not going to play this week or
Sure.
Stuff like that. Like
Sure.
We'll probably never see a guy of his status drop to that level.
Oh no, we won't see that. No, not at all.
I mean, you could see a Ricky Fowler type guy.
Yeah, like I said, Ricky was in danger of it, and I don't know how low Spieth got in like the world rankings a couple years ago.
I mean, Bryson needs to step it up too. I mean, he's with the way he's playing very poorly.
But like the official, golf world rankings, which I mean, I know this isn't exact science because they have some live guys in there and everything, but like right there at the 90 cutoff. So Hao Tung Lee, I mean, that's a name that's been kind of popping up. Let's see, Denny McCarthy, it's a name I've heard of. Tony Finau. So Tony Finau right now is ranked 110th in the world.
Oh, where he now?
So yeah, he'd be right near that line.
So Tony Finau, Max Homa, Brooks Koepka, those guys are all right there in the 110 range.
Well,
now again, this is the world rankings, so like there's live guys in there that wouldn't count for this. But
I was going to say for Brooks, like with him just now kind of coming back. Like,
yeah. I'm just giving the list, but like Tony Finau, and Max Homa, I mean, those guys are names that matter that haven't been playing well, so they would be in danger of this, and maybe ended up playing here in Knoxville, trying to earn some points.
It's pretty exciting. I'm a fan of it. Next one for you, Supergirl comes out this weekend. Are you going to go see it?
No.
You don't think so?
And it has nothing to do with her being a woman. I don't like Superman. I didn't go see the Superman movie.
Oh, Superman was good.
He's just not a super.
I got there's three
human.
There's three superheroes I go see.
Uh-huh.
Batman, Spider-Man, and then the X-Men collectively.
Okay. So are you going to be there for Doomsday in December?
No.
Really?
I mean, that's pretty much the X-Men.
Yeah, that's the de facto X-Men.
I'll let you guys tell me what happens in it.
Because I'm a big Marvel guy.
Is that where they're all coming back together?
Yes.
Have they been apart long enough for that to really matter?
Yes. The X-Men have not been in the MCU at all.
Oh, the X-Men are in Doom. Oh, I thought you meant it was like the X-Men.
Well, and they're bringing back all the old.
Okay.
James Marsden's coming back to play Cyclops. No, they're coming back.
But I might be there then. Possibly. Is Hugh Jackman going to be in as Wolverine? Because I know there's a whole thing.
He has not been confirmed, but allegedly.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
You not a Hugh Jackman guy?
I just don't. I mean, we saw enough Wolverine and Deadpool. This movie, I mean, it's going to be everybody and their brother.
I do go watch
sister.
I do go watch the Deadpool movies too, though. I do watch them.
Too many names in one movie takes away the shock value. I feel like.
Well, that's what the whole point of Marvel and the Avengers are: is to get as many A-listers as you can get in there. I mean, that's the whole formula. Maybe I'll go see Doomsday then if they got the X-Men and everybody in there, and it's going to be a big event.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's in there.
Okay, then maybe
Mystique is back.
I thought it was just like Doctor Doom and like what's his name, Iron Man, Downey. I thought it was
Downey
him.
is playing Doom.
Right.
I'm intrigued to see what the story is going to be like with him.
I want to see
as
that
Dr.
also.
Doom.
I want to see where they go with that. I'm excited personally.
Okay.
But.
Now I'll say that in terms of December releases, I'm more excited for Dune 3 than I am.
See, I need to see the first two Dune movies. I've not seen them yet.
But I will not see Supergirl to answer your question.
I probably will. I want to see the review embargo has not been lifted yet. So as long as it gets pretty solid reviews, I'll go.
If there's an embargo on it, that typically means it's not going to be good, though. I feel like
everything has embargoes now, though. At least because it doesn't come out till Friday.
I don't know, man.
Let me see when this.
I think if a movie has good reviews, you start seeing it early on. Now I know superheroes have a little bit different rules, but like, for example, are you talking about just like the rating on Rotten Tomatoes too?
Yeah, I just want to see if people are enjoying the movie.
Yeah, see, I think if they put an embargo, that typically is bad. The last couple movies I've seen that really enforce.
So every movie has an embargo now up to a certain point. The review embargo for Supergirl is up tomorrow.
Yeah, but like the week of, for example, I told you I went to. I don't know. I feel like if a movie's like in the 90s, they start promoting that pretty early on. I'm gonna guess that the reviews for this aren't gonna be good. I'm gonna guess, but maybe I'm wrong.
Got Lobo in it with Aquaman, aka whatever his name is that I can't think of off the top of my dome.
I don't know. From what I'm looking at right now, major blockbusters often lift review embargoes 1 to 3 days prior to opening night. So it seems pretty standard.
So maybe for a blockbuster?
Yeah, which is what this will be.
Right,
so.
right. I was judging it not off blockbusters. So maybe the ones I'm talking about.
Well, again, like you mentioned with
more.
superhero movies, they kind of want to keep what happens in the movie pretty close to the vest. So
okay,
I'll probably go check it. It might maybe not be this weekend. It might be early next weekend or early next week. Whenever I do, I will let you know.
Yeah, I'll listen to your review. I don't even know who the hell Supergirl is. Who the hell is Supergirl?
It's Millie Alcock.
No, I mean like canonly, like
character-wise,
is she Superman's
cousin.
daughter?
No, cousin.
Is he from the same planet?
Yes. It's Kara, isn't that her name? I think.
I'm
more of a Marvel guy than DC guy, so I'm learning this too. The reason I'm getting into the DC stuff is because I like James Gunn.
Okay.
And I think he'll do a good job with it.
Sure.
Somehow the dog's hers.
The dog is hers. Crypto is hers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care for Superman.
I'm
waiting for the Batman too.
Yeah, it's Kara Zor-El is her name. I would encourage you to go watch Superman that came out last year if you've not seen it.
Maybe.
It's worth your time. It was pretty good.
Maybe.
If you get bored and you got nothing to do,
yeah,
and you got a couple hours to kill, turn it on.
Okay. Any other headlines?
We have the Chicago Hounds winning the Major League Rugby Championship and an undefeated season.
Congrats to them.
Yeah, again, I don't got much to say there.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah.
Good job.
This league has been around, I want to say, since 2018. And only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams have won the title.
Okay.
I see Louisville, the latest kind of major athletic department.
The debt.
Yeah, claiming that they are about to face a deficit. They're expecting a deficit of $30 million in their fiscal year of 2027, which will be their 5th negative balance in 8 years.
That's rough.
$18 million higher than the deficit of $11 million they had in 26. Something's got to give, you would think.
You'd imagine.
With the way college athletics are run right now. Something would have to give.
Somehow there's a write-off.
Just write it off. What does that mean? I don't know. Just write it off.
So I know we were talking. Here's another one for you. We were talking Jordan, Algeria. That happened late last night as the trade news broke. As of right now, since Algeria won that game, they are slated to be the U.S.'s first knockout round opponent. So if Bosnia or Qatar do not win that game tomorrow and it ends in a draw, it's looking like it might be Algeria that we play first.
Are we still set to play Turkey?
Yeah, we play Turkey on Thursday, but that's a de facto friendly because Turkey's eliminated and we have already clinched the group.
Yeah, we'll rest our guys in that, I would imagine, or at least anybody with a yellow card.
Yep, anybody on a yellow, get them off. Don't play Pulisic.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
I'd put Pulisic guys out there.
No.
You don't want to mess with the hammy.
No. You leave that alone.
Give him another week. When does the knockout round start?
We play July 1st.
July 1st? Okay. But then after that, it starts going pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. So after that, if we were to advance past the first knockout.
Will we play on July 4th?
Round,
Is that
no.
Okay.
No, we will not.
I know that was rumored to at least have been an option.
If we win that, we would then play, I believe, on July 5th or 6th.
Okay. So around the 4th, but not on the actual 4th.
Yeah. Or 7th, actually. I lied.
So the 1st and 7th?
Mm-hmm.
So still kind of a week layoff, which is fun.
But once you get to the quarters, it starts.
Yeah.
It does start picking up pretty quickly.
Okay. Go back to headlines. Bub, anything else on the way out?
One thing that I found interesting there, a beat writer, Alex Taylor for Wyoming, says he submitted a public records request to the University of Wyoming to see how much money they made from the EA college football game.
Okay.
They made $153,000.
Okay.
As people playing them.
Is that from like the bonus structure thing they gave those small schools?
Yes.
Like, yep.
Good for them.
Because we saw, I forget which smaller, was it Delaware, I believe, or somebody like that made a lot of money. Missouri State pulling out how they made over $100,000.
It's a good little bonus for them.
Is that because people have to start basically on Dynasty with them?
Yeah, I think it's either I think it's a combination of play now uses and Dynasty uses.
Okay. Well, good for Wyoming.
Makes you wonder what bigger programs like Tennessee get.
Louisville fans need to get on it. Their athletic department's losing $30 million. They need to get on it and start playing the damn video game.
We'll chip it away $300,000 at a time.
That's right.
Have you played the game since it came back or no?
We played the first one a lot. We played a lot of games here. A lot of games over about a month and a half stretch. There was a lot of fights and crying and people quitting the station and being upset about that. The year 2 release that came out last year, it got maybe like 5 or 6. Maybe I played twice, and then I was like, I don't like this one. I'm good. The boss and Tim played maybe 7 or 8 games. I would say total, like that thing was played maybe 12 times.
Okay.
But the first one, I'd say we played 150 games at least, 200 games of it.
So I'll be buying the new one. I know that. So they're putting Stadium Creator in this one.
Okay.
So I'm very excited about that.
He plays a Pop-Tart mascot too.
Yeah, they did put that out yesterday.
Nerd.
Nummy.
College football Reddit going crazy over that. All the journalists going crazy over playing the Pop-Tarts.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I'm not a big mascot mode fan. I never really played it. Never really understood it. I don't know.
Nor should you be.
I don't know.
I bet you had
people
a bad childhood.
So no, I had a great childhood actually. Some people were like demanding that it be in the game, and I just was like, why would I want them to waste their time on this when we could get a better, more improved Dynasty or Road to Glory?
I could see it liking it if you're like a 7-year-old kid.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I've played mascot mode.
I can count on no hands. I never played. I always refused.
I did it like once or twice, and that was it. When I was like
acting
10.
like you're too big for the game over here. Come on.
I mean, you say that, and I've got like 100 hours or more on both games since it's come back.
So that's a break, Bubba. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Do you love delicious smoked barbecue and juicy tender ribs? Well, do yourself a favor and take the short trip up I-75 to Rickert Ridge Barbecue, located in Cove Lake State Park, because that is where you'll find the best ribs and barbecue in East Tennessee. And if you're not in the mood for ribs or barbecue, they also have phenomenal catfish, steak, seafood, and an assortment of lip-smacking sandwiches. Some barbecue restaurants focus so much on the meats that the side items suffer. That's not the case at Rickert Ridge Barbecue. Fantastic sides like baked beans, coleslaw, corn on the cob, and sweet potato fries perfectly complement your entree. Be sure to save room for some of their specially made desserts that include strawberry rhubarb pie, blackberry cobbler, fried banana pudding bites, and oh so much more. To see a full menu, check out RickertRidgeBBQ.com, or better yet, take the quick trip up I-75 to exit 134, hang a right, and it's a half mile on your left inside beautiful Cove Lake State Park. And if you have an event to cater, give them a call and you'll be sure that your guest will be happy. Rickert Ridge, it's more than just dinner, it's a destination.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles.
Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Dealing with some fallout from the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, but it does appear that the Boston Celtics were unwilling to trade Baylor Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez. They were unwilling to give those guys up in the trade to get Jaylen Brown, which, look, I know Celtics fans love Hugo. They think they found another diamond in the rough. They think he's going to be a good two-way player. I get that. He's cheap. You feel like if you're giving up an all-NBA player and a guy that flirted with some MVP consideration this year and Jaylen Brown, he wasn't close to winning MVP, but at least he got close to getting some votes. You feel like if you're giving up Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks, that should be enough. I understand a man has to have a code, an organization has to have a code, but I feel like this is a misstep from Brad Stevens.
Yeah, absolutely. If to get a player like Giannis and you don't want to give up two role players.
Well, to me, Josh, it's not even about Giannis at that point. To me, it's like you can't aggressively go all in on putting your second best player and maybe your best player. I mean, this guy who won Finals MVP.
Yeah, and he was their best player last year for sure.
Well, I mean, I was going to say even when they won the title, I mean, he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. He's a pretty damn good 1B to Tatum's 1A if he is 1B. But, like, you can't go aggressively all in dangling him and risking burning it down with him and then being like, well, yeah, but we can't give you Baylor Shireman and Hugo. Come on, we can't do that.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
If you're going to alienate that guy and Jaylen Brown and a guy who has held you down, I mean, you can say that like him getting on Twitch and streaming after losses is corny, and I don't disagree, and I would hate it as a fan, but you can't argue that he hasn't done everything on the court that you've asked him to do.
Yeah, he's been a great player for him for the better part of a decade now.
Pretty damn good teammate, too. Like, there's been no off-the-field stuff outside of the streaming that has caused you any concern. He's been a pretty selfless player, you know, and been fine being, like, Tatum's sidekick or being viewed as Tatum's sidekick. So, like, risking burning it down with him, but being like, hey, we can't go all the way in. We can't go all the way in. We got to draw the line somewhere, and that's Hugo. To me, that's a misstep for Brad Stevens.
Is Jaylen Brown the genius that's really good at chess also?
He's the one that thinks he's smart. I don't know how smart he actually is.
He thinks because he went to Cal, he's, a pretty smart guy.
He does like to carry himself as if he is an intellectual. And he cares about social causes and like he carries himself like that, Bubba, but I don't know if he's actually a genius or not.
And for the other two guys, should I know their names at all or no? Hugo.
You might remember Baylor Shireman from Creighton when we played them in the Sweet 16 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Hugo.
Hugo was a draft pick last year, but he had like Celtics fans love him, and like he was a pretty good.
Is he foreign?
Yeah, he's Spanish. He was a pretty good kind of diamond in the rough guy, and he's 6'6" and he's athletic and like he's a good defender. So like I understand them being like, hey, we might have something here. But also, I think it was just pride of like, hey, we're giving you Jaylen Brown. Is that not good enough? Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks? Like, you're not going to get much more than that.
Do you think that's enough, though, for a trade for Giannis? Or
I think Jaylen Brown and 2
Heat giving away their whole team, basically.
I think Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks is better than what the Heat gave up.
Oh.
Personally. But, again, I think it's Jimmy Haslam, which goes back to our Hour 1 conversation. Jimmy Haslam said, I don't want to deal with the headache of having to then deal with Jaylen Brown and keeping him and having him be unhappy. They could have taken Jaylen Brown and then just traded him a couple weeks later and gotten a lot in return for that. I think it's a misstep for Milwaukee.
So I imagine not, but like with all those contracts for, Jaquez, Kalel, Yakachunas, whoever else, like would all those equal under what they would pay Brown?
I would say so, and they're definitely going to be more flexible and movable.
And you got some decent young pieces. Like I said, I think Khalil Ware is going to be a pretty good basketball player. So
He could be a starter, but like he's never going to be like a major guy on a great team. And by major, I mean like a top.
I can see him. I can see him being a starter on a winning team, though.
A starter, yes, a starter for sure. But like by the time he's going to be a starter, he's going to become expensive then, right? Because he's already like kind of in the last 2 years. He's heading into the last 2 years of his rookie deal, and the Bucks aren't 2 years away from winning. So like it's not like they're getting some cheap, cost-controlled guy. Same as Jaquez. Like I think Jaquez is a good player, but Jaquez heading into the last year of his deal, and you're going to have to give him his rookie extension.
I mean, they might look to deal Jaquez, to be honest with you.
They probably should.
I'd keep Ware. I'd keep Yakachonis, and then do whatever you want with Tyler Hero. If you want to move him, try to move him.
There's been talk of them trading Tyler Hero.
Yeah, if you want to let him play in his hometown and see how he does, you can let him do that.
Thing is, he's going to be a free agent after next year. So like, if it doesn't go well, then yeah, you're going to lose him for nothing. So I think I would try to flip him to a desperate team.
I think we could see the Bucks be really big sellers at the deadline.
Sure, 100%.
Because based on everything we've talked about, when some of these contracts expiring, to get some sort of value for these guys, I think they might see if they can make it work. Because if Tyler plays decently well and he likes being back at his hometown, he'd think about re-signing, I bet. But if just give it a go, and then if not, then you can move him. Somebody will take him. Somebody's going to need a shot creator. They're not going to want to pay him $40 million, but sometimes you just got to bite the bullet.
Nope, 100%. And the Bucks should, and that's what Haslam essentially said, is that he didn't want to get somebody like Brown who might keep them competitive, but like not championship level good. And you're also having to deal with the headache and the rush of putting a team together around him. So he said he'd rather just kind of take these young guys who, quite frankly, none of them, I personally don't think any of them are cornerstones.
Probably not, no.
No, and like I said, Khalil Ware, he's shown some flashes.
If there's one guy that can, it's Ware.
Jaquez is a solid player, but I don't think any of those guys are cornerstones. Like none of those guys should be in your long-term plans if you have a 5-year plan. Like
no,
they're all in their mid-20s, except Ware. He's young. So like you said, if you want to keep him around and see how he develops, that's fine. He has the highest ceiling of all these guys. I agree, but they're trying to keep some flexibility, Bubba. So like for example, Giannis makes $58 million. You add in Bobby Portis is $14.5 million. So you're looking at basically what, 72. Heroes $33 million. Jaquez is $6 million. You know, who else got traded? Khalil Ware, he's $4 million. So like, no, they're going to save some money there for sure.
They should save about what, $20 million?
Yeah. And like they'll start working on cutting costs. And if they're smart, which is saying a lot with Jimmy Haslam, but if they're smart, they would try to become a team that could, in the next couple of years, be flexible and taking on other people's bad contracts, getting paid to take on bad contracts, like the Thunder did whenever they stockpiled all their draft assets.
So overall, is this a good move for them or no?
For Milwaukee?
Yes.
I mean, you hate seeing a player go, but I mean, if you think it's time to take the franchise in a different direction, yeah.
It's a move that cleans up some of the mess that they made. And like I said in the first hour, the smart team would have traded him last year because it was clear that it was over. You know what I mean? Like it was clear it was over there. I would say that it's a pretty good move, and in the sense of they closed the door. Giannis is gone. I do think those picks from Miami have the chance of being valuable just with the new rules. We don't know what they are. The 13th pick tonight at least gives you some type of excitement if you're a fan, and gives you another guy like we talked about in that tier 3. There's a good chance you get a good player. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but Bam Adebayo was the number 13 pick, right?
He was in that ballpark.
Yeah, I want to say he was exactly 13. I could be wrong on that, but there's a chance you draft somebody. If it is a Nate Ament, like you could go out and get somebody like that we talked about, bring them into Milwaukee and start hoping to hit there. I know Giannis was like 16th or 17th or maybe 15th, but right there in those middle teens. You were able to grab that guy and turn him into a franchise guy. So there'll be some excitement if you're Milwaukee and getting some instant gratification tonight, which is why I think you saw them make that trade yesterday.
I mean, if you're the Bucks, I mean, what are the odds that you walk out of this thing with like either a Flemings and Acuff and Nate Ament? With their picks at 10 and 13, I mean, how likely do you think that is?
I would say both Flemings and Acuff are gone by 10. Acuff's been talked a lot about with either Brooklyn or Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm looking at a mock right now. They've got him going 7 to Sacramento.
Flemings.
They've got the Hawks taking Flemings.
The Hawks want a guard, so I would say Acuff and Flemings probably don't get past them. But if you're the Bucks and you could maybe trade up a couple spots,
you could.
Who knows?
If you wanted to.
The mock I'm seeing has Nate Ament at 9 to the Mavs.
To
We've
Dallas.
got
Okay.
Jacoby 41 to the Heat.
And Felix is right there with him, right? At 42, I believe? Or is Felix at 40?
42 for the Spurs.
Okay.
Felix Lockhart.
I mean, Felix getting to go to the Spurs and being Wemby's backup would be pretty cool.
That'd be great for him.
Yeah. Because like they have a bunch of just kind of
fit that role so well.
They got just kind of some stiffs at the end of that bench, like Mason Plumlee and Kelly Olynyk. Like get those two guys out of there and see what Felix could do, in the next coming years. That'd be pretty nice.
I'm always curious about this kind of stuff, like going later in the draft, because it's like guys that I thought maybe would have made it, but also probably not really because my knowledge is still very thin when it comes to basketball. But like guys like Admiral, Kyle Alexander, Eves, like never really had too much.
Yeah,
like they got a shot, but they weren't, I guess, not enough or calculated enough.
I would say that Felix offers more to an NBA team than any of those three guys, though. Because Pons was an undersized rim protector here at Tennessee.
Yeah, and then,
right?
He could just jump out the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. Alexander wasn't physical enough, wasn't tall enough. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He was like 6'10", 6 foot.
I thought Kai was 6'11".
Okay.
So he went to the Heat, right?
But yeah, he didn't have the.
He went to the Heat for 2 seconds and then was out of the league.
Yeah, Eves was for the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Admiral
Alexander didn't have the same athleticism as Felix, right? And the same rim protection as Felix. Really, he didn't have the same lob threat and dunking ability as Felix either.
Also, wasn't as good of a shooter as Felix. I mean,
yeah,
we could see Felix develop, a jump shot. We see the touch he's got.
Yep, I think Felix and Admiral. I mean, Admiral was again. Don't take offense to this if you're listening, Admiral. I'm sorry, but like a fairly unathletic when it comes to like NBA standards. An unathletic three that didn't really shoot good enough to warrant that. Wasn't quick enough to be like an elite wing defender in the NBA,
and he wasn't tall enough to be a post player.
Yeah, he couldn't be.
We knew he had post moves, and it worked in college, but it won't work in the NBA.
And he also couldn't guard the 4 and 5 in college. He was too short. So, like, I mean, there was a reason Admiral was a 3-star coming out of college.
Same with Grant. They're just tweeners with size.
Yeah. Now, Grant at least developed late, had some wingspans, had some offers. Like, I think he even maybe went up to a 4-star before. But, like, Admiral was a complete diamond in the rough. Grant,
even though he was like the son of in a very athletic family, though.
Sure, but like I said, like he was a low 3-star. Came here during kind of Tennessee's darkest time of Tennessee basketball, and completely maxed out his talent. Like, I mean, he had a great college career. He's a VFL, like one of my favorite players. But I didn't buy, or it's easy to see. I was rooting for him to make the NBA. I thought maybe if it went perfectly, he could be that player, but it just never worked out for him.
The person from that team who I thought was going to be really good in the NBA and just wasn't? Jordan Bone. I thought he was going to be a pretty decent NBA player.
I thought he had a chance. And he lit up the G League for a bit. And like, he had a chance, but yeah, just didn't quite work out for him.
Pistons, right?
For
Bone.
Yeah.
That's who he was with.
Yeah.
I thought at least he was going to make his way up into being a solid backup point guard.
Yeah. Which I even got confused. I was thinking more of Bowden. Like Bowden had more of the size and athleticism.
Bowden was with the Nets, I believe.
And he kind of lit up the G League. But yeah, none of those guys panned out. And like Jordan Bone probably should have stayed in school. And
he should have come back for a while.
Yeah, if he was 5 years later, he could have been getting some NIL money and been a great college point guard and maybe had gotten some good money. Instead, he kind of fell through the cracks a little bit. Kind of same as Kenny Chandler. I mean, to an extent.
He definitely should have come back.
Chandler was right there at the beginning of NIL where it wasn't like life-changing money. It was just here's a
See,
couple.
that's one thing I was trying to like figure out was like guys like, Chandler, Springer, whoever else that expected to go to the league versus guys that kind of developed their way through Tennessee to make it.
Yeah, no, we haven't had any success in the NBA really recently. And I don't want to say it's a black eye on Barnes because I don't think it is, but like that was something he did really good at Texas. And so far in the NBA, like at Tennessee, he's gotten them there. Like we've doubled our first round picks under him. Like I want to say I was writing about it, Bubba, and like we've had maybe 10 first round picks all time, and he's got 5 of them. Or maybe it's top 15 picks.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, but like during his time, like he's doubled our NBA output, but none of those guys have really succeeded at all. Like I mean, Grant's been the best, and he's a rotation player, and he's made some good money. He's got a good moment. I mean, hell, he beat Giannis in Game 7 and hit a bunch of threes for the Celtics, either his first or second year. So he at least had a couple moments.
Wasn't he the NBA Players Association president also? Yeah.
Yep. Or at least the vice president, one of the two. I want to say vice president, but
I mean, at least he's still active on a roster.
No, he's had the best career. He's had the best career, but even that's like, he's going to be Tobias Harris lights. Like I don't think he's going to end up having as good of a career as Tobias.
You mentioned that though, like with Rick Barnes and like not a black guy, so to speak. Like
no, it's not a black guy. That was the wrong phrasing, but like it's been something that's lacking. And even, it's not even really from a lack of recruiting. I mean, we've had 5 stars. It's just Chandler was too small. Like he was a 5-star, but like he's too small whenever the NBA is going away from that. Julian Phillips should have came back to school and gotten better. Like
Keon Johnson
should have came to school and got better. Jaden Springer should have came to school and returned to school and gotten better. Like those guys chase the money. And like I said, who knows what happens if it's NIL related and you could have stayed and you could have, maybe developed and gotten a chance to been more NBA ready. Because Springer, he showed a couple flashes.
I think Keon flashed more than Jaden did that year.
Maybe you're talking about in college? Yeah. I was talking about like in the NBA. At least Springer had there was a couple glimpses whenever he'd get in for the Sixers where you're like, okay, maybe there's something here. But yeah, nothing's panned out. That's why I do think Nate Ament, like I know he's only here for a year, but like I'm invested in his success. Dalton Connect, of course. I'm not fully giving up on him having a career, but it's on life support. He's going to get one more chance at another team when the Lakers move him.
So do you think that'll happen this
offseason?
Yeah. I mean, they've got to, re-sign Reeves. And
it might happen tonight, Bubba. It might happen tonight or tomorrow, like before the second round. Like you might see him get sent off for some second-round picks.
Well, let me pose this question to you, and this may be a little bit biased because I'm a Heat guy. What if Dalton gets moved to Miami? I mean, that's a shooter that can come off the bench for you, and that's a much improved role for him. I think that could be a fun spot.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Especially like a team that's going to need some scoring. If you're them, you're trying to turn over every rock to find some scoring. And like I think
he's somebody worth checking out.
I do think Dalton has a chance to still be like a
bias.
There's some bias there. That's fine.
But he still has a chance to kind of fit a role. Like I don't want to say Duncan Robinson because he's more than Duncan Robinson is just like running around screen shooting. Like I think he has more.
He's got a little bit more shot creation to his game.
Right. But I don't think he's not as good of a shooter as Duncan Robinson, just at knocking down threes coming around screens. Like Duncan Robinson's over 40%. Connect hasn't shown quite that just yet. But yeah, I mean Dalton Connect's in line to make $4 million next year.
I mean, if I'm the Heat, I'm taking a
buy low
chance on
option.
him. Yeah.
He's also got a team option. Did the Lakers pick up his team option? I guess are they keeping him around?
I don't know
because they also need cheap help.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're clearly not going to give Dalton a chance though.
Sure,
for that cheap help. If you're the Heat, would you trade your second round pick for Dalton instead of taking a Jacoby Gillespie? Because that's what it would come down to. Probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Dalton Connect's value is across the league. Like if I'm the Heat, I probably wouldn't do that just yet. But like a future second round pick in like a month from now when I see how the rest of my roster fills out, sure. If I'm the Lakers, if somebody offers me any draft capital for Dalton Connect, I'm probably taking that at this point.
The only problem is like he's going to have to go in a package deal.
Yeah. Or no, not necessarily.
It could just be a small thing like that.
Yeah, it could just be like hey, I'm giving you a heavily protected second round pick to take off Dalton Connect off your hands. Open up a little bit more money for you. It could be something like that. Or it could be like a package, like you said, with Jared Vanderbilt when they're trading him, trying to clear his money. It's like, hey, Vanderbilt connect, and we throw you a draft pick to take on those problems. And they don't even get paid to take it. They're having to pay to get off of Jared Vanderbilt's contract.
What type of player is Vanderbilt?
Just a D&3 guy that got hurt that's not as good on defense anymore. He was actually really good for them a couple of years ago, and they traded for him because he brought some athleticism and defense, but then he got hurt, and he just he can't play really anymore. So they'd have to pay to get off his contract, so Connect might get thrown in there. But those things might happen as soon as tonight, Bubba, because I do think we'll see some trades between now and the end of the draft. There'll be some trades, obviously, getting moved as people jockey for draft picks and try to move up and down the draft to get who they want. Connect's 100% on the table there. But I'm fired up for Nate Ament to get in the league, and I'll be rooting heavily for him. And I do think Tennessee needs a good player. Possibly a star. Possibly. But I'll settle just for a good player. Anything else about the NBA you want to talk about, Bubba?
Nope.
All right. Well, let's go to break. Last call on the other side is TalkSports on Fan Run Radio.
Here at Fan Run Radio, we're not just some podcaster streaming from his mother's basement, but we're also not a bunch of mouthpieces on state-run radio telling you what we've been told to say. We're the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Last call here on the program, brought to you by SM Athletics. Make them your first call if you need any merchandise, any gear for your company, your club, your organization. Maybe you need some uniforms for the kiddos. SM Athletics, 865-966-3399. 3434 online at smathletics.com.
What are the odds we can get some tracksuits
from Adidas?
SM Athletics tracksuits,
but like via like you want them to be like Adidas brand or
yeah.
I don't know what the odds are. I mean, I'm sure we can get some type of tracksuit. Do you want them like branded like Fan Run?
Fan Run, or our little smoky design that we got here.
Okay, all right. In like Tennessee orange,
or close that we can
like
get,
white?
or do a white with some orange stripes or something.
White will get dirty.
Just some that looks, a little tracksuit.
Or you could go black.
Yeah, I was thinking more. Yeah, I like the idea of black. I like black and orange. I'd say the chances are high. Hell, we got the apparel world at our fingertips, Bubba. SM Athletics is a big deal here. We got the sky's the limit. The world is your oyster. Our boy Jordan DeJani, CBSSports.com, he stepped into it yesterday with some fan bases. I've seen him having to Jon Snow try to fight his way out of it as he's been getting bombarded, as he did the 5 biggest losers of the NFL offseason.
Did my Colts make the list?
Did your Colts make the list? What would make them losers, Bubba?
Just vibes.
Probably the fact that they didn't do much.
They did not make the list. The fact they didn't do much maybe was a good thing. You just kind of flew under the radar a little bit. You left the 50-year-old quarterbacks alone. That's good for you.
I mean, we got rid of, Pittman to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. What was that trade? It was like you got a second-round pick back for that, or what was that? I don't even remember. Yeah. Your owner's dead, so he can't embarrass you anymore. So, yeah, this is a pretty quiet offseason in Indianapolis. No, they weren't on the list. Number 5 on the list was the team just right down the road, the Atlanta Falcons. James Pierce, a big reason why. Just the controversy surrounding him and the fact he's probably going to face a suspension. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay lost, a couple of wide receivers, a couple of defensive players. Micah Parsons is hurt. The NFC North got better. Number 3, the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel. I do think Mike Vrabel just being involved in that makes him a loser. But, getting A.J. Brown.
Look at what they got out of it, though.
Getting A.J. Brown might be an ultimate coup, though.
You got your coach refocused, and you got a pretty big player. So
that is true. We need some more Diana Rossini stories to come out about her and Mike Vrabel.
Did y'all cover that extensively on here?
We talked a lot about it. Number 2, the Arizona Cardinals.
Quarterback situation.
Yeah, quarterback situation. Jacoby Brissett.
I got Jeremiah Love, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a good thing. Spending the number 3 pick on Jeremiah Love. There's no way he was worth a top 3 pick. Now, maybe at number 4, you could have convinced me it was worth it. But
if he was there at 4, we were going to take him.
Number 3, that's just too high. Number 4, maybe.
Okay.
The number 1 biggest losers of the offseason, according to Jordan DeJani, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Love
it. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Say it louder so Willie can hear it.
Biggest loser of the NFL offseason. Wow. They lost linebacker Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne.
Oh, I know you're trying to. It's Etienne for me.
He said he was moving off of Etienne. He says it's Etienne.
I'm saying Etienne.
Greg Newsome, Andrew Winghardt. They only signed Chris Rodriguez Jr., Amir Abdullah, Dame Jackson.
Did they extend Parker Washington too?
I like Parker Washington. I don't know if they extended him or not yet, but that
maybe I'm thinking Alec Pierce with the Colts, and I think the Colts overpaid Alec Pierce.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
The Jaguars put together what many would call the worst class in the NFL. That was a terrible draft class.
It was bad. It was awful.
Ugh.
Don't tell William that, though. He's convinced they're going to win the Super Bowl.
So they had the worst. But, our boy Jordan DeJani's been having to fight off a bunch of Jaguars and Patriots fans. Bubba, what do we miss so far today?
Well, we have the final Baseball America rankings for the season. Tennessee lands at number 25.
Who cares? It's funny to me they put Oklahoma at number 1. I know they have to because they won the national championship, but like,
yeah,
I feel like I think we still know they're not the best team in the country.
At least we got, Southern Miss at 17 there. Little Rock at 22.
Shout out to Little Rock.
St. John's at 24.
Shout out to them.
Did y'all see the new UFC AI or meta rankings that they unveiled yesterday?
Yeah, really, really dumbfounded by this, but it's got some kinks to work out.
I hate AI.
I just don't know why. I don't know why we needed to change the UFC system.
I don't know either.
It's weird having Alex Perez putting him at 4th.
I didn't see that story, but I saw that Google invested, I think, $75 million into A24. This nice little it's indie.
That's weird. I wouldn't expect them to be an AI.
I know. All their fans are mad. They basically gave them $75 million to invest in movie making measures and I guess to figure out how AI can make movies better and all this stuff. So a lot of people, a lot of creators, actors and such, very angry with A24. Did you guys see on ABC News the Six Flags Over Georgia?
I don't watch the news, so no.
The tallest rod, the little swing that goes around real high in the sky, is broken, and people are just sitting 260 feet above the ground.
Still?
Yeah.
They have.
Well, I don't know about still. I saw this 5 hours ago. It just came across.
They had one of the roughest roller coasters I've ever been on. It was like the Riddler or something like that.
I would lose my mind on this.
Just jerk you.
One of the only times I've ever thrown up on an amusement park was at Six Flags over Georgia. I did the Batman ride after eating a really big red shaved ice, and I threw that red shaved ice up everywhere.
I had
in the bushes.
One of those full-on corn dogs and the spirally taters. That put me in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And my group that I went there with, because I went there for an orchid field trip, they left me.
The last time I went to Dollywood, I did have a little bit of a come apart while on the top of the free fall thing. When it takes you up, it just stops. And I was having a come apart. I was like, get me down. I don't like this. Get me out. I was worried about the chair coming open. I was like, I got to get out. Got to get out. Sitting up in these damn swings in the wind and the heat. This is kind of my hell. Good job by you boys. Sam Beard will be back tomorrow. We'll be back to a full crew. Josh, appreciate you. Bubba, appreciate you. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.